Hey, hey, hey.
What is going on, man?
I don't know, but I love it.
Holy cow.
That's amazing. The speed of pumping is huge.
God, unbelievable. Guys, if you wanna join the room, just send me a DM, come in here. Everybody's welcome. Like this is not a planned space, or excuse me, this is not a planned show. We're just goofing around. I know there's a bunch of us sitting around right now just looking at this chart. So send me a DM and we'll come talk about it. But this is crazy. And holy man.
Jesus. Oh my god.
So what do you think,
Almost.
man? Like
I
I
don't know.
thought I was bracing for a correction yesterday, and it
Yeah.
just it this chart ain't got no chill.
Well, I'm definitely not an expert of analysis, but a lot of people said that there was some resistance at 20 cents or 16, and it seems like it's free now. We can go up to sky's the limit. That's not.
Sky is the limit. Yeah, no,
I
that's
don't
what it
know.
feels like, right?
Yeah, I don't know who tweeted the fact that we were in 21 in this type of range of price, and 4 weeks later it was the ATH, and it was so much opium. But I guess it might be right.
Yeah. So I mean, we were all we were all looking at this 11 cent,
Mm-hmm.
high 11 cent
Mm-hmm.
resistance here that we tapped a whole bunch of times, that we
Yeah.
often would severely reject on. And so when we broke out of this, you know, I didn't think, to be honest, I didn't think we had the volume. Um, uh, the volume is curious. I mean, it's not, the volume isn't crazy yet. Um, well, I mean, okay, I'm going to take that back. But what I didn't expect is I didn't think that we were going to come into this box yet. I thought we were going to come back. I thought we were going to test this, and I didn't. When we first broke out, I didn't think we had the volume, and I didn't think we had the strength to hold it.
Yeah.
Um, and I know we're only looking at 2 days here, really, but I mean, when you break out this confidently here, and then nice little touch here, and then whatever the heck this is here, wow, this gray box is like a long term. It's a group of resistance, long term resistances, and I redrew these lines, but I on an older chart I have similar lines that have been there for a long time.
Mm.
Um, I did not think that we would be up into here yet. Like this is a roller coaster.
This is
Very
absolutely crazy.
yeah, very exciting stuff.
I mean, we all knew that 20 cents was magnet, and eventually will be there. But this quick and exploding it, like we already at 22, 23 cents. So I guess 20 cents is a support now, not a not an objective.
Well, I mean,
Oh my god.
like here I get what you're saying, but I mean, like 11 cents now. I mean, yeah, it hasn't been that long, but 11 cents with this kind of breakout is looking like a pretty solid support. If
Yeah.
we could if we could make 14 a support here, like
Yeah.
even over the next couple days, that would be unreal. Like I'm looking at the 16 and 18 levels, about 16 and it's about 14 and a half, 16 and a half, and 18 and a half. It's about 2 cents each there. Those man, if we could like any of those, this is just man, this is like watching my favorite movie or something. I can't even believe it. When you wait so long, it I'm speechless, bro. This is crazy.
Yeah,
But
I agree with you with the fact that I was expecting a correction, and it feels like we need a correction, but crypto is so mythical and unexpected happening, and there is actually right now so much hype around Cudi, I mean, it can go
Yeah,
really, really high. I mean, we are in the top gainers at number one for a few days now. The
yeah,
attention Cody is so huge right now that maybe there won't be any correction. I might be wrong, but and I expect a correction, but who knows?
yeah, yeah. I was surprised. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, top gainer coin 67.5% on Binance.
Oh my god.
If you can see that here. So that's pretty serious, man. I
Hmm.
I'm just I don't even know what to say. I mean, there's a couple things playing into this, and I mean the fundamental analysis side of me really wants to believe that a lot of this is organically driven by the fact that people are realizing that this privacy focused EVM layer 2 narrative that is super light, super easy to compute,
Yeah.
low on resources, that narrative could be huge. I mean, I always use Matic as an example because I rode part of that train. But
Hmm.
this, I want to believe that a lot of it is people seeing that potential. But I know that right now a lot of people are they are taking
Advantage of
they're
the hype.
they're taking, how do I put this properly? There is an insinuation that part of this rally is driven by Grayscale announcing a privacy ETF, and people are suggesting that Grayscale is loading up. So that's where a lot of this is coming from.
You
You're
think?
seeing that all over the place. Yeah, and Shahaf, I'm not saying I think, but I know that's where part of this rally is coming from. And Shahaf retweeted or reposted um something to that effect with like looky like eye
Yeah.
whatever looking at, right?
He
So
quoted an emoji. I mean, it's
yeah.
it's not a lot, but I know.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, but then people took that and just ran with it. And yeah, like tons of influencer hype, right? Nice positive price action for the last little while, really. We're over 100%, I think. So now, like, it's got to be somewhere around 120% on the 7 days. Just madness, and I'm still watching it here, and it's pushing. It's still pushing.
Wait, 30 minutes ago, Cody was 200 in position by market cap, and now it's 163 in 30 minutes.
Well, Paul's gonna be happy,
Oh my god.
right?
What is going on? Oh,
What time is
24
it there?
cents.
What is going on, man? It is still push. Where do you see 24?
On Binance in USDT.
Voyons.
Voyons.
Holy moly. Okay, hold on here. I'm gonna switch.
Il dégève putain de merde. Oh bordel.
Okay. Yeah, you're not joking, bro. That is just insane. Let's like I never do this. But I'm gonna indulge myself here.
It goes so
This is
quickly.
like super degenerate, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna look at the 1 minute here.
Oh my
Where's the
god.
popcorn though?
Oh, 24,
Seriously.
24.
Like often you can look at the Cody chart on a 1 minute and it's like it's just super gappy, right?
Yeah. It used to be gappy. It's over, Tracer.
That's it. That's it. This is just
24.
how it is from now on.
Yeah, it has to slow down at some point, but I don't know when.
I don't like looking at order books, but it's fun when they're just flying like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. To think about that many people is buying or selling right now, Cody, is crazy.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, and see, look, so that gray box that I was talking about earlier there, where we're
Mm.
talking 14 and a half, 16 and a half, 18 and a half, I always saw that as, we got trapped buyers coming anywhere from 65 cents to 20 cents, where there was a lot of heavy trading there. And
Mhm.
what I thought was in that gray box that we would see a lot of people who had been looking at over a year were looking at 10 cents, and then when it started going under 10 cents, 5 cents, 3.5 cents there, I thought that a lot of people that have been trapped for so long, they would see a pump like this and they'd be dumping it. But like
Yeah,
the market is absorbing it right now. It's crazy. It's
I
just
think, yeah.
absolutely crazy.
Yeah, actually, I kind of had the same thought about the treasury and the lock of 1 year period, and I thought that a lot of people felt trapped for the 1 year locking period,
Yeah.
and I thought, well, now that the narrative changed and there is so much hype around Cody, who the hell will sell Cody at the end of the lock period? I mean, it's nonsense to do that. So I think the ending of the period, the lock period, will not have that much of an effect on the Cody price. I don't think that many people will sell in April.
Yeah. So what the heck happened there?
I don't know. Is that my mic?
So we got 25 people listening right now. So guys, it'd be an awesome time to repost the space, let people know that you're here, send out a maybe a cash tag Cody, let people know we're live. And again, if anybody wants to come and chat with us, please do send me a DM, send Jan a DM even, and we'll give you the invite code and we'll get you in here. Like we said, this was not a planned show. We're just goofing around here. Anything goes. If you're bearish, come and talk to us. If you're bullish, come and talk to us. If you have questions, hey man, I'll try and answer them. Like I'm just like I don't want to say euphoric because that's a bit of a cursed word right now, but yeah, I am euphoric, and this is though we're just fully degenning out here watching the 1 minute chart. So that's what it's all about. I sent Minnesota the link, and hey, if you got somebody in your DMs that you want them to come, send them the link. Just don't post it public, please.
Oh my god.
Yeah, pretty soon I'm gonna have to move the screen, maybe. But which way will it be? Will it be up
Oh,
or will it be
please.
down?
Oh my
Oh
god.
man. So what else is going on? Like it's is
It
it
moving so
almost two?
much.
Is it almost two there right now or
In Paris?
yeah.
No, it's actually 3:49 in the morning.
It's hard to sleep when stuff like this is going on, eh?
I mean, I was supposed to go to sleep, but Cody didn't agree on that fact, so I guess here I am. I
Yeah,
won't be
this
able to
is
stay for too long though. I need to
dude, I
sleep.
understand. I understand, but it's just man, had to there's so many of us that are just sitting here with our well, I'll just say we're just sitting here, looking at it. We might as well jump on and talk. I am literally spamming my DMs right now.
Really?
Yeah.
You arresting people again, Tracer?
Hmm?
Are you arresting people again?
No, 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 no. I'm spamming my DMs, trying to see if anybody's awake.
Yeah, that's harassment, definitely.
Okay. I'm gonna look back here. Where are we at? 24. Holy moly. It is just going absolutely bonkers. Matt G says the pump is real. The pump is real, man. We have been waiting. Like, I could almost cry right now. Like, we have been waiting so long for this. This is
Yeah,
absolutely insane. Floyd, why aren't you in here, man? Seriously. Yeah, yeah,
I love
exactly.
I love
Sheesh, man. Holy cow.
I love Jordy point of view about that when he says it's not my first roller coaster, and he used to beer market, but yeah, seeing that pump is actually heartbreaking in a
But
positive way.
like, just so for anybody who's new here, um the last time Cody pumped like this, we had a double listing. Okay, we had Huobi. We knew Huobi was coming. No, it wasn't confirmed that it was Huobi, but we knew it was a tier one, right? And we knew that it was absolutely on the horizon. And then Coinbase Pro announced the listing, and then just Coinbase the next day. And man, that is when we saw the 60, I guess in US it's like 65 cents, right? I think all-time high. That's when we saw that like double blow off top, crazy stuff going on. And like, I have not seen this kind of shenanigans since then. And I mean, this even feels different. And what's interesting about this is, yes, like I said, I'm hoping that a lot of it's organic, seeing the potential of the EVM layer 2 and all that kind of great stuff. You know, the influencers are on it, you know, that privacy ETF thing. There's a bunch of things kind of coming together here, but I think it's just, man, the potential that this could be the privacy ETF layer 2 of this cycle, and just what our market cap was 2 weeks ago. Man, the opportunity and chance for reward here is just staggering. So I'm hoping that's what it is. Crazy, just crazy. What's up, Floyd?
Oh, you did it again.
Yeah.
Just excited. Just kind of numb, you know. It's just amazing. Good job.
So I'll ask you a question then. You know, like, for me, there's two. I guess there's two ways to look at this, but for me, I guess it's kind of nice, as somebody who hasn't been able to be in the treasury. At least you can look at stuff like this and you can see that positive price action here, right? Even though you weren't earning staking rewards, it's kind of
Right.
nice to see movement like this, I would assume.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but it just bodes well for when V2 comes out, and the potential for those staking rewards come in to play. I mean, if you looked at the G Cody chart, it went up too.
Yeah, and that's on the 7 days when Cody was at 100%, G Cody was at 130%.
Yeah.
Like, and the price of like that is crazy. I get it. It's the supply, right? It's hard to get your hands on. Everybody wants to go 1-to-1, get that juicy APY. People are pulling in 30% APRs, I believe, on a 2x 1-to-1 G Cody ratio. That is nuts. And so now, and just think of some of those treasury deposits now. People lock 3.5 cents, 5 cents, 7 cents, 10 cents. Well, right now you're feeling pretty safe about a heavy leveraged treasury deposit, right?
Yeah, it should be.
Zoltan is here. What's up, Zoltan?
Hey guys, well, it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but how can you sleep, right?
Well, I just woke up
Good
like
morning.
10 minutes ago, and saw the price, and yeah, I was thinking I'm just dreaming, and yeah, then I checked it again, and it's still the same number. So I obviously cannot sleep anymore. So it's great.
You can't just wake up and, you do that little thing where you peep at your phone just to see what's going on, and then you see plus 67% on the day. There's no going back to sleep.
What?
There's no going back to sleep there.
Yeah, and you just sent me this link, and I was thinking like, maybe you sent it a few hours ago. It's just my phone playing with me. But you know what? Let's dial in. I mean, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. You guys are crazy enough to really have a call right now. So
Yeah, we're staying live till 30 cents, no matter what happens. Jan says he's committed. He's not going to work tomorrow if he has to. He's staying on until we hit 30.
Well, guess what? No, I don't have work tomorrow.
Well, there you go. Then you're good.
tomorrow is. Oh, today is Sunday already. Okay, great. I still need
Yeah,
to wake
today
up.
is Sunday.
So you know what's crazy right now, and I'm sure a lot of the team is probably noticing this right now, but it
Yeah.
is 5 a.m. in Tel Aviv right now, and it's gonna be interesting when they check their check their check their phones in the morning. It's just chaos, just absolute chaos. Yeah, so we're watching the 1 minute here because we're just
I did a chart about a week ago, and I pulled it up as 14% or 14 cent was resistance, and like 17, 18 cents was another resistance. And then I think Stefan today said something about if it is 20, it's just going. It's gonna go. There's no resistance after it hits
Yeah.
20.
who like Greek Steph, like Stephanos,
I think it was him.
or Unity. There's two Stephs.
Yeah, that's right. I don't remember, but
I think
Is it the
was
capybara?
Stephanos.
The capybara
Yeah,
guy?
capybara guy.
It sounds like something the capybara guy would say.
yeah, Unity probably didn't do it, right? Or is that Capybara?
No, definitely capybara.
Unity would say there's no resistances above 20 because there's definitely resistance above
Yeah,
20.
there is, but I mean, he was just saying in the short term.
It's crazy. Okay, let's for Dennis here. Let's ask everybody going top to bottom. Jan, do you think? Well, first of all, Dennis, send us another comment here. Define soon for you, and then we'll answer the question. Okay. Isn't the next resistance 40? Oh boy. All right, hold on.
No clue.
That probably. What are you going to chart it off of?
You mean
50.
Always the week, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, 50.
Okay, there is definitely a resistance at high 26. There is a resistance in the 32-ish range, in my opinion. But I get 40. I see what you're seeing at 40. Yeah, it's like a 40 to 42. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Let me get back. Okay, so Dennis, we're gonna do Dennis's thing here first. Dennis asks, do you think price discovery soon? Obviously, that's what he means, which is 65 cents in the next couple weeks. Jan, do you think that Cody could blast through and be in price discovery in the next couple weeks?
Price discovery above ATH?
Yeah, that's
the question.
To me, that's the question. Yeah.
I mean, everything is possible at this point. When we see this month and this week, I don't know. How can anyone tell about that? I mean, the hype around Cody right now is so huge that we have absolutely no clue how fast it can go. As I said to Tracer a bit before, someone pointed that the last time we were on this price range, we took 4 weeks to reach ATH. So yeah, that could happen. Maybe it will, but maybe it won't. I don't know.
Whoops. All right. Okay, I'm back here. I'm gonna go like this. All right, so who's next? It's Minnesota. What do you think, man? In the next couple of weeks?
No, not next couple of weeks, but I think 4 months
The next 4 months?
at least. I mean, at the minimum. So somewhere between now and 4 months, at least.
Is there a? Is that so? Just out of curiosity, is that like a roadmap based?
Yeah.
feeling?
Well, looking historically, and then throw on the roadmap for V2 and the stuff that's going to be coming out in March, stuff that's going to come out in, I think, June. Is it?
Hmm.
What are you referencing right now? Just out of curiosity.
My brain.
Yeah, you're
Just my
referencing
brain.
your.
I don't have anything up on the screen. You're the note operator.
That doesn't mean. Oh, I almost sweared there. That doesn't mean. That doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean squat.
Okay, let me come back here.
Telegram.
Dennis, blah, 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 blah. Am I getting Telegram messages? Okay, I gotta hide that. Sorry. That. Oh, you didn't see that, did you?
No.
Okay. I thought you said you were seeing my Telegram notifications coming up. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah. What do you think, Zoltan? You said you did a lot of technical analysis training.
Yeah. So the question was, did I hear correctly that how much time until reaching again the all-time high that we had?
David was asking if we thought that you could see all-time high price discovery in the next few weeks.
Ooh, well, I would say right now it's no way for me to tell really. But you know what?
This isn't financial advice. We're talking gut here. We're just
I know,
having fun.
but I absolutely when the coin starts to go parabolic like COTI right now, it's very hard to say. But you know what? I have my birthday in April, so by that time it would be lovely.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
So make it 2 months then for Zoltan, just as a guess.
And don't and guys, don't take these resistance lines too seriously. That was just a quick plot. Some of them are boxes. Some of them should be a little bit thicker. It's a general kind of thing. Okay, we're just goofing around here. You're right though. When things go parabolic, it's we talk about irrational. When things get irrational, right? And they can stay irrational.
Exactly. If you would have asked me 3 weeks ago if I think we could reach ATH in a few months, I would have obviously answered there is absolutely no way that happens. But when we see this chart and this candle, I mean, maybe in 1 month, 2 months, that could happen.
Yeah. I'm gonna put a box here. Who's clicking? I hear somebody clicking.
Sorry.
No. I'm just wondering what you're. Dude, I don't care. I'm wondering what you're clicking at.
I'm trying to find the roadmap.
Are you talking about Genesis, Revolution, etc.? Those roadmap?
Yeah, for 2024.
You have it on the COTI.io website. In the homepage, you got Fusion in Q2 2024, Genesis Q3, Rebirth, and Q1 2025 Evolution.
Yeah, and I have that slide loaded, so I can throw it up in a second. But I was just looking into.
Yeah.
I was just looking into Daniel's comment there. Isn't the next resistance 40? I got to be honest, like we're just goofing around here, but do you not see something around the 29 cents area, and then quite a bunch of levels there until 40? I think Daniel should come on the show and tell us what he's seeing at 40.
35.
Yeah, like there's a bunch of stuff going on in that box, and that kind of shows you, like, that's how fast it moved when we had that listing pump, right? We didn't really set in any major resistances there. It was kind of all over the place. So I kind of get what he's saying. Like, could it just be 40? But I think there's a couple levels there before that. What's the latest opinion on Grayscale privacy piece? Privacy ETF. I'll leave that back up here. Yeah, we kind of talked about that a little bit. I did say that that's probably what's driving a little bit of this. Again, I always go back to the, I'm a fundamentals guy. I'm hoping that people are realizing that the, COTI moving, first of all, COTI being a long-term, well-established product, moving to EVM layer 2 with privacy features, and not being a privacy token, right? Because we have a lot of worries, like Monero's getting delisted. A lot of other coins are getting, for fear of AML and terrorism and dark pools, right? Some exchanges don't want to hold on to that kind of stuff anymore. And it makes sense because regulation is getting a lot more stringent on that kind of stuff. So being able to have privacy features by means of smart contracts on COTI's super fast, super scalable EVM layer 2, like, to me, I hope that's what's driving this. It's people waking up to that and hoping that it's something like the next Matic. Did you, Jan, did you hear this Grayscale thing before, or?
I mean, I'm not sure that the tweet about Grayscale was the initiative of the pump, because I agree with Jody about the timing with daily outcome video that presented COTI as his first choice of coin for this bull market. And I think we need to keep in mind that the V2 of COTI is super new. We don't have even the white paper now, and it will take time to be in place. And Grayscale seems to me like a far opportunity, not that concrete right now. Obviously, Shahaf tweeted with the eyes emoji, but it's really soon. And as we see, the mainnet is for Q4 minimum, because COTI can sometimes be a bit late about deliveries. So
Yeah. Oh,
we
but
need-
hey, but only in the past 2 years, right? I've said 2019, 2020, 2021, right? They were
yeah,
super punctual. And then with Multidag 2.0 and Jed being a collaboration with Cardano, that's when things fell off the rails. I'm hoping that this is like their chance at redemption here, right? Going
maybe.
EVM, coding on Solidity, being able to not build on a proprietary system, but now a system that you can, bring a bigger pool of developers and get it done. That's what I'm hoping. But
Right.
I know what you're saying.
And they changed their perspective about communication on deliveries. So it's a good thing, I think, because if they were too precise about when they are supposed to deliver, people were mad at them because they didn't meet the expectation. But now they only announce what has been done, and this is a great thing, I think, for communication. So yeah.
We have a lot of questions here, and I'm gonna go to this one. I totally get what you're saying, bro. Montana, the Ran video endorsing COTI, but Ran has endorsed COTI in the past quite a bit. He's had Shahaf on the show many times. They've even broken news, roadmap news, or collaboration news on Crypto Banter. So I mean, I do get what you're saying there, but there's been so many, like Jan was saying, there's been so many big influencers, opening up their eyes to it. And it's funny, I noticed today that a lot of like the old guys from 2020 that I used to follow, like they're bringing up charts about COTI. So I don't know. I don't think it's just that one thing, man, because this has been bubbling for the past 2 weeks almost. Wouldn't you agree, Zoltan?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm also a holder of COTI for 2.5 years at least, um, and all these influencers that I actually know from Twitter by name, with like even 1 million and more than 1 million followers, they never talked about COTI, or I don't recall even a single moment. And now, just one by one, like a little bit like a game theory, one by one, they start to
within
talk and
minutes.
post. And this is just, I mean, a few of them I actually like, and a few of them I not necessarily like. But now I think, like, it's just great to see all of them picking up with COTI. This is something new. This I never seen before. So I'm really happy about it.
I will agree with you, Bro Montana, though, that like he's got that culty following that can definitely do it. So you could be totally right. I think. And I guess I'm basing this a lot from the Telegram, our main, like the official Telegram, and what I saw today, especially where new people coming in, people that I hadn't seen before, which happens all the time, but it was, a lot of times we're asking questions about swaps and stuff like that. Everybody's coming in today 10 hours. Yeah, 10 hours ago. There you go. Everybody was coming into the Telegram today saying grayscale, like over and over and over again. So I guess that's where I'm getting the signal from, right? Like that's what I thought it was. The altcoin daily video was a big mover too. But yeah, no, Ran has that kind of he has that kind of following that he can do that. I'm not disagreeing with you, but like I said, I'm a fundamentals guy. I want it to be that people are, organically realizing that this EVM layer 2 is just it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
We have a show coming up on Wednesday where COTI released an update a little while ago. I guess it was about 3-4 days ago, and in it was a thread on X, and third tweet in had a very technical video. It was 20 minutes long with Dr. Avishai Yanai from Soda Labs, who is working on the Garbled Circuit breakthrough, and he was kind of running through. It was a video for nerds, okay, like straight up. And I mean, that's fine, but it wasn't. It didn't. To me, it didn't communicate to the average user or average crypto bro or gal, like why do I want to buy this thing? So on Wednesday, we took that video, we chopped it up, we made it like 2.5 minutes long, and we're going to kind of talk everybody through and kind of explain what was going on there. And I hope that the community from that talk, and then the clips that I throw out there that you guys will share, I hope that'll really kind of show what's actually happening here. But
Nice.
but yeah, that's enough about that. Daniel, man, we all feel like this. It's been dormant for so long. Why now the real catalyst? I mean, I guess that's kind of what we've been talking about for 42 minutes, right? What is it? Influencers are going hard, right? The COTI V2 roadmap, as opposed to the COTI V1 roadmap. I mean, COTI V1 was all about enterprise payments, right? And now the COTI V2 roadmap is just so much more, right? And just for the guys for you people who are a bit new to COTI, one of the big things that was holding us back, we had trouble balancing liquidity. Like, it was multi-chain, right? Still is, but multi-chain between Ethereum, mostly Ethereum, and our own proprietary chain. And we had trouble balancing that liquidity. And that was always kind of hurting us. And we had every user that was able to use the treasury and interact with the base protocol had to be KYC into the system. So if you wanted to participate in Treasury, get staking rewards, get airdrops, you need to do KYC. It's been and that trust chain and the Viper wallet has been AML compliant since inception. We always had an ERC20 version, but that's always been kind of a holdback because there's been so many restricted countries that couldn't even KYC. So it's not like everybody could KYC. There was a ton of people like this whole project's based in Israel, right? The whole team's from Israel. They can't even KYC into a Viper wallet. Anyways, so enough about that. I think it's all of the above, everything coming together at the right time in the cycle, Cody to the moon. So about 6 months ago, Shahaf released an update video, and he said that before we knew Cody V2 was moving away from the trust chain, before we knew it was an EVM layer 2, which actually blew most of our minds, right? He said, this is just huge. He's super excited about it. And he said, finally, I think the timing is going to work out. And I think that was like a really, really good call. So Cody to the moon, you could be right. And I'm gonna open it up to you guys because I feel like I've just been talking forever. So
that's
take
what
it
you
away.
do best.
Oh man.
So
yeah.
Prince tweeted out those googly eyes, and he said you guys are going to be surprised at how many use cases there's going to be. And then so we have DevNet coming up and talking about the price discovery and what all-time high coming up. Price discovery, the DevNet, and then the testnet. I think that's going to really showcase what's happening. There you go.
So yeah, anybody who's watching this, if you haven't seen this infographic, like take the 20 seconds to read it and just, man, it is crazy. And that's kind of what I was saying about Cody V1. We were looking to get, enterprise payments, right? Which in 2017, right, sounded really, really good.
Yep, we
right?
got it.
Because in 2017, right, Ethereum wasn't cheap. You couldn't transact quickly on Bitcoin, no Lightning, no Liquid. So this has kind of been the metamorphosis. But everything from V1 in terms of, being able to offer enterprise payments. I'm going to go just a little bit. Here's how we got to Cody V2. Okay. Here's how we got to a privacy EVM. Okay. Other than the balancing liquidity and finding out that most of the people that wanted to interact with Cody wanted the Ethereum version because that's the only way that the US and the restricted countries could get their hands on it. When Cody was trying to sell their enterprise payment solutions to big corporations, one of the problems is just like Bitcoin is that it's an open ledger system. So they would get into talks with big corporations. And when they realized that every single transaction was going to be visible for anybody to see, it scared people out. And what Shahaf said recently is like in a lot of industries, it's illegal. You can't have that information out there just for anybody. So it was trying to figure out ways to mask it. So it was just like, this is crazy. Why don't we move to an EVM? We can have all the smart contract capability. We can let the developers, we can open it up, let it be permissionless so that anybody can develop on it, right? And then those developers, can basically port contracts from Ethereum to Cody and then toggle privacy features so that you can see some things, you can't see some things, or some entities can see things, but the public can't. So anyways, sorry, I just had to, go off a little bit there. Lots of use cases. I'm sorry, Floyd, man. I totally.
No, that's exactly.
I'm excited. Have you seen this chart? Like, how do you expect me to chill out?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's missing in that chart that could be there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you guys see the video that Cody Unity made? And it was basically how can we use the Garbled Circuits privacy? Did you guys see that?
Yeah,
I did.
Just unreal, right? The secret kitchen, first of all.
Yeah.
And then the medical.
Unity is a beast in explaining things. To be honest,
he doesn't need me. I'm just lucky to have him. Okay, so let's
definitely.
just while we're here, you guys get a drink or whatever. Do your like 7th inning stretch, and if you guys want to know how the layer 2 EVM is going to work, and how things can be hidden from the public and what we're talking about here, I'm going to play a 2-minute clip and then we're going to come back.
The garbled circuit technology is not implemented directly on the EVM, but on a private part of COTI's layer 2. In order to understand how the private part of COTI's multi-party protocol is connected with the public state of the protocol on the EVM, let's look at the following short clip. In this clip we can see a kitchen that can sometimes be found in fancy houses and apartments. There is a public kitchen and a hidden kitchen. Both kitchens have the same functionality, but the secret kitchen may be used if there are guests and you don't want food to be prepared in front of them. Now let's take a deeper look at this analogy. We are already familiar with the public kitchen that stands for public blockchains. You can make transactions, sending different tokens to another user. In this example, you may hand over some tomatoes or onions to a person. Or you can execute a smart contract, which could be a recipe in our example. Now, if you want to use the secret kitchen, the private part of the blockchain, providing confidential transactions and computation, there are some requirements. First of all, you need to wrap your ingredients at a wrapping station so that nobody can see what you are bringing. This stands for the encryption of your input data. Then you hand your wrapped ingredient, your encrypted input data, into the secret kitchen, which is the garbled circuit. However, you and everybody else are not allowed to go into the kitchen. Now your ingredients are processed with a recipe, a smart contract. This recipe may work similar to recipes in the public kitchen, but they can only be used in the secret kitchen. These are so-called pseudo-contracts that are written in the multi-party computation bytecode rather than the EVM bytecode. The final meal, the output, is either handed out on a plate for everybody to be seen, or in a locked box that can be opened by only one or all of the people who handed their ingredients into the kitchen. The final meal is now in the public kitchen and the two states of the blockchain have been merged.
Unity, man, like that guy is such a beast. Can you tell he's an educator or what?
Makes it simple.
So that's what we're talking about when we talk about privacy layer on COTI v2. Man, when like the first time I saw that video, the secret kitchen, this is clip 2 of that video. Clip 3, maybe we'll play it in a bit. But that's when things started really clicking to me when Minnesota's talking about potential use cases. After seeing that video, I feel like people can, they can watch that video and they can start making insinuations for themselves.
Why wouldn't you use that? Why wouldn't you use that?
So Zila, I'm going to pronounce it Zila because Exila just doesn't seem right. Actually, Exila is kind of cool. Would be neat to see an example for each one of those sectors and how garbled circuits work. Okay, so Zila, I hope you stick around because I'm going to play clip number 3 from that video. And I can only give you one, but it's a medical use case. And I think it's one of the most powerful ones. So we'll talk a little bit more and then we'll go into it. But let's just assume for 1 second that, okay, COTI only gets adopted just to connect healthcare. Just that one use case. Can you imagine how huge that could be? One nation, just one nation. You know what I mean? Like when you think of that's just one application of this protocol, it could be so huge. So stick around. We're going to look at that in a bit. Yeah, understanding garbled circuits is pretty tough. I tell you what, Zila, if you're still here after the third clip, I'll play the first clip for you, and it gives a really simple explanation. And guys, if you want to see the garbled circuit clip, comment and we'll bring it up. Anyways, I've done enough talking. Somebody else has to talk, though. Back to the chart. If nobody's going to talk,
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna play another video.
I gotta go, boys.
All right,
It's
man.
4:25.
Thanks,
It's
Sean.
it's quite late, so I gotta sleep. Unfortunately. Goodbye. See you later, boys.
Ciao.
Hey! Before you go,
Yeah.
what's the price gonna be when you wake up?
Mm, I'll go on 23 cents. It has to cool down a bit. We see
23
that.
cents. So all you're saying is that you don't want it to pump while you're sleeping. That's all you're saying.
Exactly. Cuddy has to wait for me.
Okay, I'll see you on the next one, buddy. Thanks for coming.
Okay, bye.
Montana sees a wedge. Yeah, I think we're all seeing that wedge. And I think you're probably saying it's going to be decision time soon. So let's see what happens. Yeah, exactly. And that exactly. Either way, it'll be a good move. Yes, there's nothing wrong with the correction right now. I think that's what you're meaning. Or if it goes more, there's nothing wrong with that either. I think that's what you're saying. Let's see. Did I miss anything else here? Yeah, bro Montana is in the comments, man. Right on. Yes. Pump question mark, man. If you get like, that's not a question mark. That's like 16 exclamation marks and like 37 rocket emojis. Like, what's with you, Raheem, man? Wake up. Pump exclamation mark. I'm just kidding. Okay, what? Zila, are you still here? If you're here, Zila, send a comment in and I'm going to play a video for you. So, Zoltan, did you drink tonight?
No, no. But I actually bought some more sparkling just to be on the safe side today.
So, what price point is that bottle at, ish?
Well, actually even breaking 25 because I think we didn't manage to break 25 yet, right? It was just super close, but didn't go through.
Sorry, I totally messed with your head there. I meant the bottle, your sparkling. What price point is it at? Like, is it an expensive bottle or is that like an affordable brand?
Well, it's just the same what I had. When did we talk? Yesterday or Friday evening, right? So it's a good quality one from Hungary.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, just looking at the bottle, it looked pretty special.
Yeah.
Coming down to the smallest part of the wedge. Yep, it sure is. But I mean, I know we both know that it's just a 1 minute chart, right? But it's fun when things are crazy. It's fun to watch the 1 minute chart. Here, let's come back down to earth a little bit here. Same thing though. Yeah, so what? It's cooling off, right? Maybe a little bit.
I don't know.
With this is not good. Hey, he's not wrong. That's a fair comment. I like this guy. Why aren't you in the room exactly? That's what I'm wondering. If I stop letting you comment on the screen, will you come and join us? I feel like you'd be a fun guest. Just saying. Holy cow. So what's next, Zoltan? What are you doing today? Now that you're up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I'm in front of my Unity project regarding this metaverse idea I was thinking about to work on lately. So yeah, I'm a complete geek and developing a game, and of course listening to you guys.
Yeah, well, you should come on every once in a while and show us updates.
Actually, why not? Maybe when we're gonna have the next crypto and cocktails session, or session. Why not to show the first glimpse of it?
Hey man, if the chart keeps doing crazy stuff like this, I think we're gonna be think we're going to be having a lot of them. It's just fun, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So you're telling me that this guy is just a noob? Dude, welcome here, man. I hope you read deep into V2 because I was bullish on V1. I've been here for like 5 years, but this V2 stuff has got me like, man, I am so excited. I'm going like it's the next Matic, man. No, yeah. I didn't, dude. I never for a minute thought you were new to Web3 or crypto. That's not what I meant. I meant to Cody. No, I get that, man. You do not come across as a noob. Oh man. Well, do we want to spin a video then? What do you think, guys?
Do the garbled circuit one.
You want to do clip number 1? What do you think, Zoltan?
Yeah, sure. Actually, it's also for me to watch again. It's useful.
Okay, 3 minutes. Maybe, you guys could repost the space or send me a DM saying you want to join the show. I'll see you in 3 minutes, 17 seconds.
COTI, currency of the internet. In 2024, COTI has started its transition to a privacy-centric Ethereum Layer 2, offering high-speed scalable privacy utilizing the security and liquidity of Ethereum. In this infrastructure upgrade, the best parts of COTI's ecosystem will be migrated to COTI v2. COTI v2 will be permissionless and use Solidity as its programming language, and by that provide easier development for third-party developers. And with a breakthrough in the research on garbled circuits, this cryptographic protocol will be the heart of COTI v2 and offer a privacy solution at least 10 times faster than any existing zero-knowledge proof. COTI v2 offers confidential transactions. It is not a privacy coin. With privacy coins, someone can take an action without being identified. The result is visible, the person is not. This raises concerns as things as money laundering or terrorism are not traceable. This is why some countries have already banned and some exchanges have already delisted privacy coins. With confidential transactions, on the other hand, data is hidden. The person is visible, but the action is not. This is expected to be much more accepted by the market. COTI's garbled circuit technology is also superior to other existing solutions. Through multi-party computation, it is possible to build multi-party apps, such as privacy dexes. As of now, Garbled Circuits is the only privacy solution that combines low latency and low required computational power, without having to sacrifice one for the other. Because of the low computational requirements, this technology can run on any device. Garbled Circuits have no single point of failure, which means there is no error in a single part of the system that can bring the whole system down. Finally, light storage is another advantage of garbled circuits. Garbled circuits are a quite complex cryptographic protocol that nobody has managed to combine with blockchain technology up until now. But in cooperation with Soda Labs, COTI has developed a solution for its privacy-centric Ethereum Layer 2. Let's look at a simplified explanation of garbled circuits. Two users, Alice and Bob, want to do computation with their secret data without revealing their data to the other person or to anyone else. They encrypt their data through COTI's protocol and now both own a part of a key that is used for unlocking an encrypted smart contract. They both enter their parts of the key into the garbled circuit, which can be imagined as a black box. Now the key starts the computation. Neither the computation nor the input data are visible to anyone. The garbled circuit will now generate an output. This output can either be public or encrypted. And either all parties who input a part of the key or only one of these parties will be able to decrypt the output.
All right. Does that make sense to anybody? I know you got to kind of like read a bit, watch that a couple times. If Unity does anything well, though, it's videos like that, explanations. Bro Montana says that my Discord link on my profile is invalid. What my X profile? Because like I haven't had a Discord link on my X profile for a while, so I'm just curious where you're seeing that. Should be an OpenSea link, I thought. Maybe I'll have to look at that. Oh boy. So Zila, effectively, first of all, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, you should tell me, right? So throw a comment up. But effectively, yes, it is like a soup to nuts solution, complete solution for a business to even mint their own tokens, have their own proprietary wallets, connect to other chains. Yes, basically, I'm going to just say yes. Let me see if I can pull something up for you. Where are we at here? 23 cents. I'm getting some weird DMs, man. Weird DMs.
From Lottie?
People are Yeah, well, Lottie and other people they don't know what to think. They're just like awestruck, right? Let's see what I got for slides here. Do I have any PPN slides? Not really well prepared for that. But here, yeah, if you guys are just watching along, you can take a look at this graph and it kind of tells you why they went to COTI V2 and what more we can offer from COTI V2. It's just, yeah, like I said, man, I am just so much more bullish on V2 than I ever was V1. And I didn't really think that was possible. Oh man, and like I shouldn't even be tired. It's like 9:30. Just got like too jacked up watching that chart earlier. What are you doing these days, Minnesota?
Just I'm wondering where all that FUD came from for when they made the announcement. They're not really changing lanes. They're just adding more lanes to their development. Going from V1 to V2, the people were just shocked because it seemed like it came from nowhere. But when Shahoff said we're taking the best stuff from COTI V1 and moving that to V2, it just clicked with me. It's like, okay, cool. We're not losing that private payment that these companies want.
Yeah, I think, yeah. So I immediately wrote off the people that were like, why are we ditching the DAG? Why are we doing this? I wrote a big long thing today that for Wednesday. So I don't want to like say too much, but there's almost like, I'll be honest, guys, like I spend way too much time on this. And there literally is not a day that goes by that I don't, have a moment where I'm like, it's another reason why I get why they moved to V2. And what I kind of said earlier was like, it was so obvious. It was such an obvious pivot, right? With just all the problems we've had balancing liquidity with our ERC20 tokens, blah, 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 all that bridge garbage, right? Like that's been a problem, right? It just seems so obvious, but I guess none of us thought of it because there's been so much development to become your own proprietary chain, right? To become the multi-token directed acyclic graph, right? The multi-DAG 2.0. Just recently, it's about a year ago that they hard forked the network so that we could have multiple tokens. And it was like not even a year, and that was a huge build. They worked on that for a long time. And not even a year later, it was like, guess what, guys? We're going back to Ethereum. So I get why people were shocked at first, but once you read into it, it should make sense to you, right? In 2017, the world didn't know for sure that Ethereum was going to be the standard, right? And it still kind of is. It's got the security, it's got the liquidity, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, people freaked out about that moving to V2. I thought that I kind of wrote those comments off. But when people started, what people really got upset about, I think, is the tokenomics. And again, we're still waiting for a white paper. We're getting that in March, and I think make things clear. But people some people say, I bought COTI because it was hard capped at 2 billion and blah, 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 blah. And that's the only reason why I'm here. I'm like, well, like I don't want to sound like a jerk, but if that's your investment, like that's the only thing that you're going to buy on, it's not enough.
That's part of, I mean, it's part of someone's doing their own research. I mean, how many tokens, right? That's just part of it.
Yeah. But I mean, with a layer 2, it's, you know, we're going to see more tokens than 2 billion right away. We know that, but it's all going to depend. How many is going to depend on two things: how much the network gets used, right? And then with COTI, our governance token, which is not only going to govern the treasury now, but it's also going to govern the future protocol when we move to a V2. So it's going to be up to us, so to speak. Get your hands on some COTI. It's going to be up to us, so to speak, to kind of decide, are we going to burn those fees? Are we going to, you know, get them as rewards? So it'll be up to the protocol and the people who are governing it by token to decide what's being done with those extra tokens. Anyways, enough about that.
What's going to happen to the DAG? Is that just going to get shelved?
Well, so basically there's going to be, like, when we go to mainnet and then into enhanced mainnet phase, both chains will be running. And until they shut down the DAG and get all the tokens off, they're just going to shut it down. And who knows, maybe they'll do something with, I mean, I think it would be silly not to do something with it. I think, you know, like I was wondering, well, why don't you just make it no longer a public ledger and then use it as a payments infrastructure, right? Because it's cheap and it's super fast. So I think they might do something with it, but it won't be, you know, it won't be COTI, and it won't, you know, we're all moving to V2.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, yeah, who knows, man? Where are we at? It did kind of calm down, right? It's kind of like just chilling out now.
The volume.
Zoltan, you've been super quiet, man. What's going on? Did you fall asleep?
No. I've been listening to you guys and thinking, well, I had the same. So when I think it was a big surprise when Shahab announced the V2. And I was also surprised big time. Like, I mean, it was all about enterprises and private payment networks and the hard cap on the coins. And so it was a big surprise. I really needed time to think about it and kind of consume this, that, all right, okay, this is probably cool, but it was a bit out of context for me. And then, yeah, I mean, it's just 2 months later now. I'm super, super happy that I didn't decide to sell my bag and move to somewhere else. So it really worked out much, much better as I expected so far already. And probably, as you guys already mentioned earlier about Shahab saying that the timing should be now, right? It seems they really nailing it now. So I'm really glad.
Yeah. I mean, it was like when I first read that huge document back in December. First of all, it's a head scratcher, right? I don't even remember how many pages it was. I think it was like a 30-40 minute read, wasn't it? Like, it's big, that document. But it was a bit of a head scratcher. And I think the first thing that I think it's natural to, especially for the people who have been here for a long time, it's like, so the DAG's it's just gone. It was just hard to believe. We were so excited about multi-DAG 2.0, and like COTI came around April, something like that, first token. Then we just minted DPINR, right? The first PPN, test token, basically. And then it's like, yeah, we're moving on. It was shocking. I get it. Totally makes sense. But the people that were fudding, people were fudding that and becoming a layer 2 and having smart contracts and offering privacy. It just doesn't make sense. Like, it's so much bigger. Why do you want something smaller? Doesn't make sense.
But is the Garbled Circuit, is that going to be proprietary?
Okay, so Garbled Circuits as
That's
a as a concept, Garbled Circuits as a concept is
Right.
not proprietary,
Got
right?
it.
It was first introduced in 1986. Nobody has found a practical use for multi-person computation, and what the breakthrough and how they've made it really small and easy to run. That's where you're starting to get into the proprietary. Like, that's why they're being circumspect with the tech. They don't want anybody. That's why the GitHub is closed.
Yep.
So does that answer your question?
I think so. That's awesome.
So, it's not the concept. It's just, it's their implementation
No,
is what's,
yeah. It's Soda Pop is not, is not proprietary, but Coca-Cola's recipe is.
yeah, that's fair. I like that. Yeah, I'll go with that for sure.
So it's not an endorsement of Coke.
I don't know, man. I just like colas. I don't.
Yeah, no.
I feel like I just sometimes I drink it because like I don't think I like it. I'm a Dr. Pepper guy though, man. Like, I don't like buy it a whole bunch because like when I like something, I don't want to have it in my house and drink it all the time. I think Dr. Pepper is such a dope drink. People sleep on Dr. Pepper.
Don't fade Dr. Pepper.
But what's Canuck's problem, man? When he fuds on White Castle, like, I just want to punch him in the face. Like, I wish he was here right now. Like, that bothers me. Like, I've never had it. I've only had it frozen. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, he's raining on your parade.
Come on, it's not like I'm gonna eat that every day. Okay, I get it. But you don't have to swear at a suitcase full of cheeseburgers. That's not nice, man. I hope he listens to this at work, because you know what? Like, I really want to say something mean and swear at him right now, but I don't do that when I'm live. I do that only in the DMs.
You have a cough button?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think's happening here? We haven't seen the.
It's a wedge.
Yeah.
It's really consolidating right there, huh? On the one, what is it? The 1 minute?
Yeah, it's 1 minute now.
Yeah, that's a
Bro
about a half
Montana.
hour.
Bro Montana, if you're still here, bro, I didn't see this one. But I did tell you I was gonna start ignoring you if you didn't come on. So you better come on to one of the next one. I'm gonna make sure I follow you later. Yeah, a project needs to effectively communicate the token supply. Yeah, so everybody was when we announced COTI V2, everybody just they wanted it etched in stone that day, and it's still under development. Like those kinds of intricacies, kind of bombed that. They're still not totally worked out, I don't think. But that's a good point. And that's what I've been trying to do. Like, on all the shows, I've been trying to say, guys, like, please, before you start fudding this and before you start making assumptions, I think I've said this to, like, I even said this to Minnesota, I think, at one point.
Absolutely.
Like,
I know what you're
let's just wait for the white paper first, and then we can criticize things as we see fit. And I think that's super fair.
Yeah. And I get what he's saying, but that word effectively, I mean, effectively to who? Some people just it will never be effectively enough. It won't ever make everybody happy.
There's one thing we talk about a lot, and it's mostly Telegram, sometimes on X. I think we talked about this just the other day, but it's kind of unbelievable how some people they jump into the Telegram or whatever official channel they jump into, and they come in with this sense of entitlement, like they're allowed to know every single thing. And that's just not, if you go and you buy a stock, okay, it doesn't mean you're on the board. And I just don't know where that crypto entitlement comes from. Matters to whales. Yeah, matters to whales to do their research. Absolutely. Whales do their research. Yeah, totally fair. Good point. That's why a lot of us really want to push for this white paper. But I think March is fair. I mean, it would have been nice to have it yesterday, but I guess the next best time is tomorrow or March. Yeah. Good point. Bro Montana, I think you're talking about the Cody podcast, the at Cody podcast X account Discord link. Is that what you're talking about? Give me a thumbs up if that's what it is. Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, bro. Yeah, I will look at that. Was the only one I found. Yeah, for X accounts, it's kind of, we used to do every show on Cody podcast, but it got to a point where those guys got busy and I wanted to do more shows, and we were just having a lot of trouble. We were having a lot of trouble being together. And 30 cents. What is he talking about, this guy? DRM Cooper, tell us what chart you're seeing, 30 cents. But it was just hard to get, like, Jordy's from the UK, Canucks in Canada with me, but he was trying to get, both of us on the same time frame with their work schedules. It didn't work out. So I was like, hey guys, can I go in? I want to do more shows. I'm like bullish on this. I live for it. So that's kind of why Cody podcast hasn't, I want to say hasn't been active. The last thing Cody podcast did together was an AMA in December with the official Twitter, Cody. That was fun. Max bidding. I meant it'll be 30 cents soon. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, oh, H bar. Yeah, no kidding. What is the deal, man? And it's funny. I said that like 4 years ago. I'm like, yeah. We're going to the billions. I can't believe we didn't. But now, as an L2, let's go. Let's go. Hey, 2 billion? To me, that's like without breaking a sweat. Am I crazy? What do you guys think?
No, not at all.
Throw a comment, right? No. I mean, you too, of course, all the time. Like 2 billion. I mean, come on. If they keep delivering this thing, it's easy.
Yep. 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, see, like that's serious numbers. And DRM, like, I don't know when you got in, but like not even that long ago, like we were buying the floor at like 3.5, 4 cents. Like, what the heck? Like, people are just freaking out right now. Like, what place are we? If you guys are looking, what place? Yeah, I know, man. 3.5, 5 cents. Yes, it will. What place are we on CoinMarketCap right now? Right?
193.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I knew we kind of probably breached 200. And this is to be honest, that's familiar territory for us. That's kind of
right.
That's where we used to sit. We sat for a long time in that kind of zone. We'll call it the 200 zone, and then we stagnated and we kind of didn't follow the market, and we dropped a lot faster than everything else. And people got really, really discriminated or got really, really depressed. I got in at 50 cents, DRM Cooper. So did you DCA DRM? I'm wondering. Did you DCA or did you kind of just like cry in your soup? Oh man, see, that's poetry, right? Do you know what your average is now? I wonder. Did you work that out yet? That's always so fun. It's funny, you kind of just got to double down. And I don't know how to play poker, by the way, guys. Like, I like to use some of the sayings, but I have no idea how to play poker. I would like to learn one day. But that's the one thing about crypto for me. It's like, if you did your fundamental analysis on something and you really believed, and then, you're at the wrong time or the part of the cycle, or things just didn't go the way you wanted them to go, but you still believe in the roadmap, man, when you bring down your average, even with just a couple buys, man, unbelievable. 9 pennies. Yeah. See, I'm assuming that's US. So yeah, you're happy now. Well, you weren't happy a while ago, but now you feel good about having that conviction, eh? See, we should do a show about like you guys in your stories, man. We should do a show about the DCA, the power of DCA in crypto when you're late cycle.
Yeah, I think I was high 50s and DCA'd all the way down to 3 and DCA and still just with all the FUD that I would throw out, I believed in the tech. So,
yeah.
Just I'm like, come on, let's go.
DRM, I'll tell you. Yeah. So like, okay, when you say you went all effing in, when did you go all effing in? Like, did you go all effing in at 50? Did you go all effing in at 3? Where did you go all effing in? But I'll tell you a story. Like, I did the same thing. I went, like, I had some pretty high conviction other coins, but like, I'm not messing around here. I've always been the most bullish on COTI. It's always been at least 50% of my we'll call it a portfolio, at least 50%. But like going back to 2020-ish when we were going to get an airdrop, Govy, right? The CVI, Crypto Volatility Index. And for anybody new to COTI, go check out cvi.finance. And if any of you guys have ever played with leverage, and you're wanting to play the inflation rates or whatever, like something coming from the Fed and you think it's going to go up, but it goes down. The CVI, you can trade volatility, right? So you don't need to know if it's going up or down. You just know that tomorrow somebody's going to say something and it's going to affect the market. Go check it out, man. CVI.finance. It was originally launched by COTI. It is, it's kind of under new management right now. And Moshe, I interviewed him a little while ago. Oh, that guy is so awesome. And they are just like, they're breaking out too. So if you guys like to play leverage, but you got burnt a couple times thinking it was going to go up and it went down, you got liquidated, or you keep hitting your stops, right? That sucks. Or if you just want to hedge, like if you're going long on Bitcoin right now, but you want to hedge, man, go check out CVI Finance. It's pretty unreal. No, not financial advice, right? Just education. 206K bag, transparent. Yeah, man, like 206 is beautiful. It's a beautiful bag. Beautiful. You could be a note operator one day. Anyways, so sorry. I didn't tell the story. So yeah, we were going to get an airdrop. So I literally went all in, and man, I'm telling you, like I sold toys. I was okay. Don't tell anybody this, but I was skipping payments on my mortgage through COVID, pretending that I couldn't pay for it just so I could DCA a little harder. But anyways, I did that as long as my mortgage company, as long as my lender would let me. Yeah, there was months that I didn't pay just because I wanted that extra money.
And your daughter only has one kidney.
Crazy.
It was COVID, right? And people were letting you do crazy things. Well, I did every crazy thing I could to throw more money in. We know how that went. But yeah, so to get your max allocation for this airdrop, which is called Govy, you had to have 500,000. And dude, like I was pretty new to crypto. I hadn't had any major payouts. It was really hard for me to get there. Best thing I ever did. And that's what got me in the market, right? And then we just, ever since that, we've been playing with the house's money ever since. Anyways, so yeah, the power of DCA. This is something that I said the other day. We're going to correct, guys. We have to. And I think the more we say that, if we tell everybody we're going to correct really hard, maybe we'll be wrong, right? I don't know. 80K at 32. And what? So you sold, you're saying so 80K USD, 350,000 COTI. You sold at 9. So first of all, you should come in up here and tell us your story, Patriot. But I mean, so what do you do now? right? Like, are you, oh, there's a candle. We're starting to see something here. What do you do now, Patriot? Do you like, what's the next move? Yeah, I want to see that market sell order. Like, wouldn't that be awesome to see that? It's almost like they were listening. It's like, oh, I'm going to paint the chart. Yeah, 13 people listening. No, just kidding. But yeah, Patriot, I'd really like to see like what you're going to do next. Cause like, I don't know what I'd do. We had a bunch of guys who were long-term, like I'm not going to name names, and Floyd's not going to name names either, or Zoltan, but like 10 plus million. That is savage. We had people who got in really, really high. They have held big bags, DCA'd, got their average from 50 down to like 20, 19, 15, and capitulated in the last couple of weeks. And it's just like, it's sad when that happens. And you just want to shake them through your phone and be like, why now? Like, you are the definition of capitulation. Like, when you want to do that, that's telling you it's the bottom. Guys, when you have held something down so long and you finally want to give up and you want to jump off a bridge, I wish I could have you guys realize that means it's the bottom. That means the bottom's in. Like, Zoltan, am I wrong? Like, isn't that the indicator, that the one that sits in between your ribs? Like, when you really feel like you made the biggest mistake ever and that you are ready to take a crazy loss?
Yeah, sure. I agree.
Man. Yep. I can't believe we're still below $1 billion market cap. I mean, lately, yeah, I get it. But, years ago, last bull run, man, I thought that was going to be a no-brainer. So what's going on here? The bears are out. See, DRM and Bro Montana, guys, like, why aren't you in this room? Like, seriously. Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Oh, yeah, guys, keep a moon bag, man. 10%. Again, not financial advice, but I've just been burnt so many times. Sorry, that's not true. I've seen people get burnt so many times not keeping a moon bag. There's a couple, like I have a thing, like I keep a moon bag every time, but every once in a while you forget. Like, even if you sell all 100% there and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have did that. Seriously, you might want to think about keeping that. Even if you have to rebuy that 5-10%, man, I'm telling you, you've heard me talk about Matic a bunch of times tonight. Well, there's a reason why I have that kind of PTSD, and you can probably figure out what I'm getting at. The Discord. Okay, so the Discord, we used to use the Discord back when we were doing all our shows on Twitter Spaces, right? So we would use the Discord as our screen share. But now that we're doing Twitter Live and YouTube Live, it's kind of just dead. So nothing really happens in there, and we should probably shut it down. Who's got moon bags left from last cycle? What the? Zoltan, you got any moon bags from last cycle?
I guess so. Depends.
I tried to get Lottie in here. He says it won't work on his mobile. I mean, come on. We know it works on mobile.
Even in the browser. Mobile browser.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm getting mixed up here. You're the 9-cent guy, right? No. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. There's 3 of you in here. I apologize. I still want to hear from Patriot. I think that's like, not, you never want to, I'm not saying to like laugh at them or like rub it in, but it's like, it's a good, like everybody has that story, right? I've got a bunch of them. Minnesota, like, have you done lots of crypto? Like, have you ever, just been wrong about something that you bought, sold early or, sold late? Like, do you have a story like that?
Every day. Yeah. So, like last night on Cocktails and Crypto, what's his name? Cody, Connect Cody. He's like, hey, what's going on with butane?
Oh, you didn't.
I'm like, I got to. I had
Oh
to.
my God. You
Like,
are a degenerate. I like you.
Instantly,
you belong
man.
here.
Just like, I'm like, Cody, Canucks he's got the alpha, man.
He's gonna love hearing that. Actually, he's like, because he started to get back into the Cardano stuff. You know why he's sour on Cardano, right? We don't need to bring it up, but and it has nothing to do with the protocol. He just made a little oopsie once, and it just did. He's not. Yeah, I totally get it, but
the Drano.
Yeah, but that's what he loves, right? He loves the Cardano ecosystem, and they haven't seen their heyday. Like they haven't had their DeFi summer or anything yet. Whether it's funny, Cardano brings out I don't know. There's not many people who sit in the middle with Cardano. It's either like you've got these full blown cult followists, right? And then you've got that people just that hate it, and whether you hate it for no reason or does Cardano have smart contracts yet? And even Arthur the other day, that was deadly. But
that was stupid.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
But so okay, I got to tell a story just because that story that Arthur thing reminded me of, because who was talking about Ran crypto banter earlier? So during the last bull run, I used to watch. I only started watching crypto banter because, like we said, Cody used to break news on there, right? So that's how I, quote unquote, discovered it. And I don't know if anybody is familiar with Mr. Business. I don't know if he still goes on his show or if Rand still has like a panel, but there's a guy called Mr. Business. I think his Twitter handle's like at a double or something like that. Anyways, he just hates Cardano, right? And so Ran had Charles Hoskinson on the show with those guys. And the first thing that this guy, Mr. Business, said, congratulations, Charles, on getting your token or we'll call it a token, getting your token listed on Coinbase with nothing but a white paper. And Charles, right? He just takes it. Like he just sat there and took it and laughed with him. And I just thought, that was when I started to like Charles, because everybody thought he was a geek and a loser, right? So I was just like, I just went with I didn't make my own opinion. I was just like, yeah, the guy's got to be a geek. Who is this guy standing beside his garden with his spade, standing like that? And this guy's into falconry. Like, people would make fun of him, and I just let them influence me. But it's like, okay, well, it's not stupid, right? Anyways, that's my story. I'm rambling. What were we talking about? Bad calls. Butane. Right. Tell us your butane story. I'm going to shut up.
No, that's
you got to give us details. What did you do? What did you do?
You better get in and you better get out quick, or you're not going to make it. That's just it. I mean, people run it. They front run it, and they open liquidity pools with 20% fees, and then they just dump on everybody. So
hold on, guys. Is this Pastor Scott?
Oh no.
Is that him?
6 feet under?
Wasn't his name SK back in the day? This is his YouTube, obviously. Tell us, is that Pastor Scott? And if it is, you should come on the show. It's been a long time. So what did you do with it, though? What did you do with your butane?
Nothing yet. I don't care.
Everything's
a hold for me.
Yeah. Well,
I can't lose if I don't sell it, right?
Anyway, so crypto banter though, like I bought some pure garbage from those guys. Like, man, it's down 97, 96%. Like, when you ape into something just because you're taking profits and you don't know what to do with them. because you're an idiot, right?
Yep.
And you ape into these coins that don't even have a market cap yet. I'll never do it again, by the way.
Yep.
Never ever do it again. But you know what 2021 was like, right? It was crazy. You could buy something and make racks in seconds. Oh, so I'm looking at some of the prices that I paid for some of those tokens. They're like $16 now that are worth like 3 cents. Dude. The supply is just ridiculous. Sorry, anyways.
I gotta know, who'd you have on your card last night for BitBoy?
Oh man, see, so here's why I hate Ben. Okay, like, dude, I mean, the guy always worked hard and everything, and I thought he was annoying and he was crazy. And when he's like, "I do this for you," everybody knows that whole story, right? Like, I never liked Ben. Okay, but he's a hard worker, and he probably did some good things. He did a lot of bad. But he really lost me the way he treated Bethany and his kids. And just, like, you never know the whole story, but it's just like, I'm such a family man, bro. Like, I just, like, anybody that does that to what it looks like anyways, that does that to their kids, and they're like, you know what? Like, people fall out of love and that kind of stuff. Like, I don't judge on that because you never know, but it's the kids, man. Like, he's just gone, right? So I hate Ben, but I mean, he won that fight. He's like a psychopath. But I mean, like,
We don't know if he's gone. We don't know if he's gone, right?
How many rails did that guy snort, though? Seriously?
Oh man,
he looked crazy. Not medical advice, not financial advice. So is it Pastor Scott or what? Zoltan's got something to say. He's unmuted.
Oh yeah. I think it's time for me to crawl back to bed. It's 5:05 now in Budapest, so I will go back and grab some sleep and say goodbye and see you next time. Just drop me the link and I join.
Thanks for being here, bro, and I'll call you when it hits 30 cents.
Please call me at 30. It doesn't matter what the time is.
And I feel like I talked over you a bit tonight, so I'll shut up next time. I promise.
No worries. It's always fun to listen, and I always get a lot of. I mean, I'm reading Twitter 24/7, but I always hear news from you guys that I just missed. So it's always good to listen.
Yeah, thanks for being here, man.
See you guys. Ciao.
See you, service.
Bye. Yeah, like it's got to be him, man. I'm pretty sure. Like, is he fudding us right now? He doesn't want to come hang out, right?
Pastor Scott? Mean 6 feet under?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I swear when he first came on Cody podcast, he was SK.
And he was bullish.
He's always bullish, man. He's he would have, everybody has their moments when they get upset. Even the best, not me. Have I ever not been bullish on Cody?
No, you're always bullish. I'm 50-50. Just not necessarily on the tech, just on the whatever.
You know who I get bearish on? I get bearish on Cody's like long-term how do I put this properly? Like, I don't want to say entitled, but like some of the long-term community is just toxic, man. Like, you guys just, you know what? Take your profits and move on. Like, I just don't know why you would go back to a room every day and be bitter and just sit around fudding. Like, go buy something else, man, that's going to make you happy. It's not that I want you to leave. It's just like, you seem miserable. Seriously. Go buy ticker Bitcoin. Terra Luna.
It's still pumping.
I
never bought that Luna.
I remember back in the day, just comparing Cody with Luna, and just saying like, what is legitimately backing this? Just like, why? It was just mania. It was just mania.
What's the tech? So what have we ever done that? Have we talked about what would be a competitor to Cody? I mean, even now.
I think a lot of us are waiting for the white paper.
Right.
But and I think that's it. Like, I'll be honest, that's a bit of a cop out. That's on me. But I'm not too well versed with the newer privacy. Like, it's just, people are going to listen to this and go like, Tracer's insane, man. Like, but
it's not Zcash, it's not Monero,
and Cody's different. Like,
Yeah.
It's just what they're proposing here is different. And when it's not a privacy coin, it's so different, right? And
it's
I
a
think
security guard. It's a security guard. It's not a.
So it's been interesting. Some people have brought up some things that they say are kind of similar. I haven't, honestly, man, keeping up with what's going on with Cody. Like, it's got me busy. Like, I try to know. I can never know everything. That's why Unity and Ship, man, they're like, oh, we got some action now. Ship and Unity, man, they totally keep me in it. But I try to know everything, right? And it's impossible. So it's like, it's hard to DYOR on stuff that, like, I'm never going to buy it, right? And I'm just doing it to what? To compare things. But I honestly don't know. People say there's stuff like that out there. But of the ones that I've noticed myself, they haven't been L2s. They've been more just like their own kind of token thing going on. So I don't know. It's a really good question.
Anybody in the comments?
Nobody's here right now. Actually, the viewership has been super volatile tonight. I don't know if you've been watching, but it's been just crazy. What do you think is going to happen here? I know we're on a 1 minute chart, but
it's going down. Wow.
Yeah, but we got like something like, let's see what happens here. What's the 1 hour looking like? Oh yeah, there we go.
Due to the day, the 24-hour, you know what that's going to look like. There you go.
Doesn't look real.
There you go.
Look how flat, right?
Yeah. That's just the beginning of a parabolic move. Right? And not just.
How far are we going back here? Like,
go back to May of 21 when I bought in.
Is that when it was?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, you went for a ride, hey?
Yeah. Yeah. And DCA.
You want to see where I bought? Want to see where I bought?
You don't DCA?
No, but one of my first buys.
Yeah.
See, I'll show you. I know the exact candle. Let me show you. It's really easy to find. See that fat red one right there?
In the middle?
No. This one right here. See that one?
You bought that at the top of it?
That is one of my first buys ever right there.
Nice.
And I didn't know what it was.
Genesis candle.
Well, Binance Genesis, yeah. I was just doing goofy things on Binance back then. Just, you know what it's like. Have you ever bought the launch on Binance?
Yeah, well, being in the U.S., I had a hard time trying to find a place to get it wasn't listed on Coinbase yet. It wasn't. I had to do KuCoin, and that was ridiculous.
Why? I love KuCoin, man. I can't believe they won't let me play anymore.
Yep. So I can't
216. Yeah,
I can donate it to you for doing all the hard work because I can't get it off of there.
What? Say again?
I should donate it because I can't get it off. I got to do KYC and AML and all that stuff for it.
They won't let you withdraw?
No, because it's got to go to it's native, right? I don't think it's ERC. I can't get it off.
Can't you? Yeah. Well, we should talk. Dude, I
V2.
would totally help you out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, DRM, man. So many of you guys came for Cardano. It's crazy. I talk about this all the time. It's like 4 out of 5 or 9 out of 10. It is just absolutely crazy.
Well, there was that partnership for Jed and
ADA was my first crypto.
when
Was this? When was this DRM? When Bitcoin? Mine was Bitcoin. I used this. Okay, I'll tell my story in a second. When was that DRM? I'd be interested to hear that. So, I think you know this, but I used to do snow removal in the winter, and
In the
so
summer?
it was, and it was lots of like overnights, right? Late hours and stuff, and like I remember being in my basement like 10, well, even like 12 years ago now, and looking at all my old hardware and digging through some old Dell computers and trying to put together a miner back when like you could do it with a Pentium 2 almost. And I remember going through my stuff and I don't remember whatever happened, but I never like there's still like something in the back of my head that feels like maybe I did. I doubt I made any blocks or anything, but I can't remember for sure. And trust me, I'm kicking myself. But so like we used to make fun of Bitcoin when I worked in restaurants and stuff. And I wish I wasn't making fun of it. I wish I was just, goofing around with it. But like back then I would have paper handed it. I would have sold it for 100 or, whatever. So it's not like, I would be, living in Malta or anything right now. But when I used to do snow removal, it was like a lot of late nights, and I would listen to this show called Coast to Coast AM. And I don't know if anybody of you have heard it, but it was a pretty widely syndicated program. And they talk about everything, man. They talk about
a lot of science stuff.
Yeah, the science, aliens,
Yeah. I used to listen to
paranormal,
that.
ghosts. Yeah, right. So Art Bell, George Norrie, if you guys know, like, and so I'll give you some alpha here. Like,
You had to really tune your radio to get it.
but get this, bro. Like the whole coast to coast and around the world. This is the Cody Community Podcast. It came from that, which I'm realizing now is kind of poetic because that show is what got me in the market. But anyways, so I was listening to one where it was this guy, Canadian, who had this start. It was basically a startup called ShakePay. Now, I always thought it was a bit of a weird name, but it was just this one night. It was like 4:00 in the morning, and I listened to him talk about Bitcoin and why it was better money for 2 hours, right? And then so you go down the YouTube rabbit hole and everything else like that. And I opened up a ShakePay account and I started buying so to open your account, you got to do and what I really liked about ShakePay was that you could fund it with fiat by e-transfer as little as $5. And it is literally instant, man. Like you send that e-transfer, it's in your wallet. There's zero fees to send things. It's just, there's a little bit of an arbitrage, right? So if Bitcoin was $100, it would be like $105 to purchase. But nice. That's what started it all. And it was just, I was a Bitcoin maxi at first. And then, you turn into a degenerate if you're smart. But back in the day, though, when I first started doing, altcoins, we'll call them, my sole purpose was to stack more Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I have zero exposure right now. Like, really? I'm talking zero. And it's kind of a weird feeling. Like you look at, so if you look up here, at the top of these candles and you think, man, if I would have dumped some of my Cody, let's say, into Bitcoin, well, look how hard this came down, right? Look how hard Bitcoin went down. So, I mean, I don't know.
Well, it only came down, 80%.
But I also, I was also there for the crazy shakeout in 2020, which was wild, man. Like, were you guys that are listening there in the comments, were you guys there for the shakeout? COVID shakeout 2020 went down to $3,700 US. That was crazy. Anyways,
I should have taken my stimulus check and put it all on COVID or on Bitcoin.
it's funny those comparisons are coming up again, eh? That what that $1,200 is worth now again.
Yeah. The government would have given it to us, right?
216. So you're saying right now, basically.
Or is that a Fibonacci number? 216. 27.
Ah, that's a good point. But
It probably means the price.
I think so. We'll see. Let's see. Changed my life with COVID. But yeah, they really do be like that sometimes. Like, so what'd you do, Alan? Like, did you buy a house? Okay, so this drives me crazy. Okay, like people like this Alan guy, man. Why aren't you in my DMs coming on the show? Like, I'd love to hear this story. You know, as much as you want to tell about it.
He's still got a back bar behind him there.
So what coin was it, man? Yeah. DM me on Twitter. I'll look right now. Let's get Alan in here. Who wants to hear Alan talk? I think this is gonna be really fun.
do.
Yeah, DM should be open, man. And I'm gonna find you the link right now. Okay, I'm gonna roll a video here real quick. And we'll try to get Alan in the room. So we talked about Garbled Circuits earlier. We talked about the secret kitchen that kind of talks about the privacy, COTI V2's privacy layer, because it's hard to conceptualize that one by just reading the literature, the limited literature that's out. It's hard to convey it over a Twitter space. That's why we love having the visuals. But I might play the whole clip. It's only 3.5 minutes. But this is where COTI Unity, man, like the guy, I just love having this guy as part of the show. He is, I just can't say enough about this guy. But anyways, so this is the third clip of one of the recent videos he made for the show. And what this video, it gives you a real use case scenario for COTI V2, the privacy layer, and medical industry. So get a drink, keep your headphones on, and this will blow you guys' mind.
Now let's have a look at how confidential transactions are actually processed on internal nodes. There are 4 parts. First of all, the key shares. These are random strings representing parts of a key that can be put together to create the actual key that gives access to the pseudo contract. Secondly, the pseudo contract encrypted inputs. Remember the wrapping station from the kitchen example. Before even entering the private part of the blockchain, the input data is encrypted. Thirdly, the pseudo contract using Boolean functions in order to do computation with the input data. Finally, there is the output data that can be either public or encrypted, and the decryption may be accessible for all participating users or only some of them. Finally, let's look at a concrete example how this could look in practice. Let's imagine the health minister has ordered research on the pain medication XYZ that is used a lot in hospitals. There have been speculations that this medication could lead to an increased rate of heart attacks. The health minister now orders all hospitals in the country to submit the following data. A. The number of patients who were given XYZ. B. The number of patients who were not given XYZ. C. The number of patients with a heart attack who have been given XYZ. And D. The number of patients with a heart attack who have not been given XYZ. In our example, we will only use 3 hospitals. Alice's Hospital, A, Bob's Hospital, B, and Carol's Hospital, C. And we will label their input data with an uppercase letter for the hospital and a lowercase letter for the type of input. For example, uppercase C, lowercase d. Uppercase C stands for Carol's Hospital and lowercase d stands for patients with a heart attack who have not received the XYZ medication.
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Using COTI's
Okay, there we
privacy solution, the hospitals enter their data into the protocol. Their input data is encrypted before being entered into the garbled circuit. As all of the participating hospitals have a part of the key, the execution of the pseudo contract will only start once all hospitals have entered their data and by that have created a complete key. The pseudo contract will now execute the following operations. Adding up the number of patients with the XYZ medication, the result is input E. Adding up the number of patients without the XYZ medication, the result is input F. Adding up the number of heart attacks among XYZ patients, the result is input G. Adding up the number of heart attacks among non-XYZ patients, the result is input H. Dividing the number of XYZ heart attacks, which is input G, by the total number of XYZ patients, which is input E. The result is the heart attack ratio among XYZ patients. The result is input I. Dividing the number of non-XYZ heart attacks, which is input H, by the total number of non-XYZ patients, which is input F. The result is the heart attack ratio among non-XYZ patients. The result is input J. Finally, the contract checks if the XYZ heart attack ratio, which is input I, is greater than the non-XYZ heart attack ratio, which is input J. The final output will be encrypted and can only be decrypted by the health minister. In this example, COTI's privacy solution helped to uncover whether a certain medication leads to an increased rate of heart attacks.
Welcome to the show, Bro Montana.
What up, man? How's it going?
So we finally peer pressured you to come on and hang out, eh?
Yeah, no, it's one of those things like, when you're watching like a cool thing, right? Like you're watching like a massive move like on COTI, right? It's fun to be around other people and talk about it, I missed the Uniswap pump. I wasn't up early enough for it, and like this is what I live for in crypto as far as like trading and all that stuff goes. So it's fun to chat with other people and to talk to other people while this kind of stuff is happening, while major moves and major shifts in the market are happening. So for me, it's like, when I see stuff like this happening, I try to find people on Twitter, YouTube talking about the move. Because like you learn a lot of cool stuff. I've learned so much about COTI today. It's wild. But also at the same time, like it's just like people always think about trading being like a very solo, or being crypto as being a very, independent thing, unless you're like in NFTs and like the community aspect of it. It can be a kind of like a lonely endeavor. So when you're talking to other people, when you're hearing other people talk about something that you're interested in, it's kind of makes it more enjoyable. So that's when I found your, live chat, and you're talking about this, cool product and, and this major move. So it was cool to be able to add my input and what I'm seeing and get like live feedback from other people. So yeah, that's about it.
Buddy, I'm so glad you came, man. And it's just, that you're new to the community is such like to have a fresh face here. I mean, you can see the chart, right? You're no dummy. That's what it's been like for us, man. It's been lonely. It's been the same people recycled over and over. So seeing new faces coming in, it's super exciting. Speaking of new faces, here's an old face, but welcome Soren, man. I love this guy.
Skull.
Bloody hell.
How's it going, man?
I just woke up.
Did you look at the chart yet, though, right?
Of course I did. No, I was talking to someone last night. The long and the short of it is, I said, it's got to stop at some point.
Nope.
So I'm sure you will get an opportunity to get back in all the stuff that you sold at 15 cents. Trying to comfort him, and I thought I did a good job of it, and I genuinely thought, fuck it, I was gonna stop this thing at some point, but it just keeps going, doesn't it?
It's wild. Like, the other day I posted a chart, and I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna do this 11 level yet. I mean, this is the first chart I've posted in like 2 years where I really like what's happening. Like I was excited about the chart. The other charts I posted is like, yeah, we got a long way to go. It's been a rough ride, you know, hopefully something will happen soon. But when I posted that one, I was like, this is the first time that like, man, I'm like really bullish about the chart. I think that we're getting close to taking this 11 level. And then we took it the next day and I was like, well, let's just see, like, are we going to break out or is it a fake out? Because we've kind of faked it a little bit. And holy cow, what the heck?
It's absolutely, it's out of this world. But I mean, it's, I mean, honestly, I'm not sure what to say about all this. I'm a little bit lost for words. We know the take is good. Obviously, a lot of other people are seeing that now as well.
Absolutely.
So, you know, we just gotta wait and see where this thing goes. It doesn't look like want to stop. So brilliant.
And like we all know a correction's coming, right?
It's gotta come, and it's probably gonna be pretty wild as well. But
I don't know how you feel about. I don't know how you feel about this, bro, Montana. But like, just look at. I'm gonna get back into the screen here. But this is right here. This on the chart is something we haven't seen for a long time. You see that volume, right?
Oh, yeah.
That is what's really exciting for like the long term guys.
I mean, for me as like a trader though, like like I said, I don't know anything about Cody. I go through like 30 charts and then I find something that like looks fun, and then I start kind of tracking it, and that like and high volumes. I look right, like you want something that looks good, that has like a decent amount of volume flowing through it, and then you kind of start looking at levels. You start looking at like its history, like what the breakouts did, and then you start playing accordingly. Well, like I found it pretty early, and I kind of dismissed it. I didn't buy into it, and then but I saw the potential, so I started looking into Cody, started looking into what it is, like how it works, like the very very fundamentals of it, right? Like nothing in depth. And it was wild because while I was doing that, I looked at it, and then whenever I'm looking at like pumping tokens or something like interesting, I start Googling, or I start going on Twitter and I start searching Cody, and I searched Cody, and all of a sudden I saw that Rand, the crypto banter posted a video, and the person who shared it had posted 1 minute, and I was like, oh great, I'm gonna get a short, because like personally I hate crypto banter, and he's like a pump and dump king. Like he's gonna pump it to his followers and then dump it on them like 20 minutes later. So I actually traded it like, hey, I'm gonna let it pump, let it get into a resistance, and then I'm gonna short it, and it never came. And then I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck?
And it's quite interesting, because all of those who believe in, for instance, Fibonacci levels, that 19 resistance was supposed to be much more fierce than it was. There was a little bit of a drop at that point, but it just kept going after 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it went into 19. It went in like, it was up 70% going into 0.19. And I was like, okay, the pullback's coming. And then it held there. And then then what I did is I put a bunch of alerts at resistance on it, like 0.19, 0.195, 0.2. And when it broke through, then I immediately threw in a long, and I saw resistance around like 0.23, 0.24. So I threw in a close at 0.24. And so I made a quick like 400% on my thing in like 30 seconds. And it was like awesome. But like the power of the coin though, the crypto bender guy he could not have done this if there wasn't like good fundamentals. So for me, it's like kind of cool to look at the project and kind of see like, okay, they have a lot of cool stuff coming, and going into the actual bull market, like this is like a taste of what's to come, right? Like this is nothing, right? I mean, you can see back in June, what is it, late 2021, when it pumped up to 65 cents, like that is peak bull market right there, like
and this is what everyone needs to remember now, that because there will be some red candles at some point. We obviously don't know when, but we all got to remember that this Cody story is just at the beginning. And that's the crazy part of it. This is all on expectations on what's to come. We are really at the beginning of all this, and there's a very long list of things to come.
The thing about like these type of chains though, and like things project like Cody, it comes down to marketing, right? Like Solana, right? You can love or hate Solana, right? But at the end of the day, you can't deny that they have some of the biggest names that support them. I mean, Ansem. I mean, everyone knows Ansem, right? Like Black Noise. I mean, he's one of the biggest voices in crypto, and he is like a Solana maxi. I mean, you have to look at him and just wonder how much money he himself endorsing Solana has driven to the Solana economy. And I mean, that number has to be in the hundreds of millions, right? And in the crypto space, like underutilizing influencers and content creators is like a chain's downfall, right? And so like I think Cody, they might have some creators doing it, but I follow like the biggest creators, the most respected creators, and not one of them has ever mentioned Cody, right? And I think that's where a problem lies, right? Like someone needs to be communicating to these guys because they care about the fundamentals. These are the type of guys, like when you talk to people like Trader Main, and you're talking to like Crypto Cred, and you're talking to Ansem, like they want to know the fundamentals, because if you have a strong fundamentals and you're not going to be like a horrible project and eventually get dumped on or have like security flaws or anything like that, like they're going to be interested in your product. And for me with Cody, like I heard about them last run, like faintly. I remember them being around, but going into this bull market and the current market, I haven't heard of Cody at all. And for me, it literally was in a influencer group chat. Someone mentioned like, "Hey, is anyone in Cody right now?" And this was before it even pumped at all. And I was like, Cody, I'm like, okay, I remember that. I'm gonna look into it. And I'm like, oh, the chart kind of looks good. So I put it on follow. And that's literally what all it took was just somebody in a random group chat saying it. But that goes to show that Cody is not doing everything it could on the marketing front to promote its product. Maybe it's not ready. Maybe they're waiting for the product to become more mature before they do that influencer, that social media push. But for me, being really big in the space, I work in the space, like Cody's not on my radar until like the past day and a half, right? So that right there is a problem, and today's going to help, right? Today, the pump is going to put Cody on a lot of people's radars, but I really think they need to step up their marketing efforts a little bit.
No, and this is where this all started a few weeks back with a whole bunch of influencers all of a sudden shilling it, and that's where all this began. And there were some voices in the Cody community that said, Cody's been paying influencers to go out and chill, and Cody has vehemently denied that they have done any of that. So it's quite interesting, and they have stepped up their marketing a little bit. You're totally right about your comment on marketing. That's been a gripe for many in the community, including most of the ones on this call. They have done a little bit on marketing, and they do need to do a lot more, and they need to take full advantage of this whole thing.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad you came on, Montana, because especially hearing that you're working in the space, it's like I said, like any new faces right now, it's so exciting for us because, hey, Soren, it's been like we've been the same people talking to the same people for so long, right? And you get a couple of people come in and they go, when can the US join the Treasury, and when can we KYC a Viper wallet? And then Minnesota stayed around, but not everybody does. So
by the way, I want to bring up Minnesota. Like obviously, you probably live in Minnesota. Or you're from there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm from. I live in Minnesota as well.
Oh, you just okay. Yeah, there's a couple of us. What was the last guy? Dan, I think it was. He was here a couple cocktails ago.
Nice. Yeah.
Remember that, Tracer?
Yeah, the pizza guy.
Pizza guy.
Yeah.
Haggie's Pizza. Yeah.
Haggie. Oh, that's funny.
I'm in the West Metro area.
I'm in in the Twin Cities.
Okay.
In the West, I lived in the West Metro for a long time. Like
Yeah,
in
send me
like
a
Plymouth,
DM.
Minnesota.
Maybe
Well,
we
look,
can
look,
get together.
look at your screen.
There he is. There's the Haggis guy.
Heggies,
Dumb guy.
Heggies Pizza, man. Everyone's had a Heggies.
Dumb guy. Send me a DM if you want to come talk. If you can, that would be super fun.
Yeah.
But you
Bro,
know,
Montana, send me a DM if you want to get together anytime.
yeah, for sure, man. But you know, I was in your YouTube, yeah, under Alan, right? And I was saying like, crypto kind of changed my life, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do anything now, you said.
Well, I mean, kind of. I mean, I'm not like, you know,
Yeah,
I didn't make like 8 figures or anything, but I mean, it is a cool story, and I've actually like got to tell it a few times, just in my local like blockchain community and some other places. But you know, I like you know, at first I didn't like to tell it because it came off as gloating or it came off weird, right? But it is funny how unique of a circumstance it was, and but it also shows people like they can change their lives if they like put in the work, you know. So anyways, I'll try to make a very long story very short for you because I don't want to like take over your whole conversation here. But
No, man, that's what it's about. You go for it.
You bought Doge.
but so I mean, this story is going to be really cool for the guy from Minnesota because he's going to fully understand it. But anyways, I was bartending pre-COVID. I was a bartender my whole life, and COVID hit, so of course all the restaurants shut down, right? And so COVID hit. I was laid off. My wife, or my girlfriend at the time, she was in pharmacy school, medical school, and so she was busy all the time. She was stuck at home. All her classes were online. And I was playing a lot of video games to pass the time. And then growing up, I was a collector. I collected baseball cards. I had like 100,000 baseball cards growing up. Big collector. And I came across the VV app. Are any of you familiar with VV at all?
Yep.
Yeah. I got it on my phone.
Yeah. So I found VV like the first month the app launched, and I started participating in every single VV drop. I understood it. I was like, hey, I'm a gamer. I'm a collector. These are digital collectibles. Like it makes fucking sense to me, right? And the term NFT was just introduced to me. I had no bias towards it. Like I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was just like, it was new to me. And I got into VV, right? I threw myself into it, and I didn't have a ton of money. My wife had a little bit of money, but not a lot. And so we took like $500 and I started participating in these VV drops, right? And I did VV for like the first couple of months, and all of a sudden, like these drops where I was like getting these drops like for like $14, $20, $30, $50. The next day they were being worth like $200, $400. And me and my wife were like, what the fuck is going on? Right. Right. And this whole time I'm like exploring NFTs, trying to like understand Web3 crypto. I mean, like it's information overload, right? I mean, I was studying like 18 hours a day for like months, trying to understand everything, how crypto works, how blockchain operated, why NFTs were unique and cool, and like all this stuff. And so VV. From there, I found the Wax blockchain. Are any of you familiar with Wax?
Yeah, from Top Shot.
Yeah,
okay.
I got some in my portfolio.
Yeah, Wax was like the.
Oh no,
that's
Flow.
That's Flow.
That was Garbage Pail Kids. Never mind.
Yeah. Garbage Pail Kids was Wax. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
And Wax was like actually during the last bull market, Wax was like the leading platform for like gaming and like cheap NFTs with like no gas fees, right? All you had to do was stake the Wax token, and you were able to use the blockchain, right? Yeah, I don't think yeah, Minnesota, I don't know who it is, but it's not me either, I don't think. But I keep hearing it as well.
It's Soren. It's Soren and his bandwidth. He has problems, but he's worth it.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. Anyways, so yeah, Wax blockchain, they were like the pioneers for gaming at the time, right? Like they really were. They had like the top three, like two of the top three play to earn games were on Wax. And we're on Wax. I'm making good money, right? I started off making like I was making like $3,000, $5,000 a month, kind of just buying pack sales, selling them, all that stuff, right? And it was like really cool, right? I was like, dude, this is awesome, like, and then I found Farmers World. I don't know, did any of you ever hear about Farmers World?
No idea.
Okay, well, Farmers World ended up doing like it was. Yeah, I think it's still to this day in the top like 5 for player in games ever. Well, I got in on the very first sale for it, and in the Wax community, I actually started like a group, and it was like a bunch of people who we were already sharing information about Wax projects, and then it just kind of grew. And I was like, hey, I'm going to make a community for us, and that community grew into like 40 or 50 people. And in that Farmers World, yeah, it's still around. I don't know how. It was such a, it was one of those like uncontrollable inflation driven games that was, it was a Ponzi. Like it needed more people to outpace the supply for it to even be relevant, and it just got so big in Asia. Like the devs were Japanese, and all their focusing of their marketing efforts were on the Philippines, the Vietnamese, that whole Southeast Asia, and they brought in so many people. It was fucking wild. And then at the same time, Wax token went up to almost $1. So like in my community, we were huge into Farmers World. Like I had guys in my community making like $18,000 a day off the game. Like it was wild. Like as a community off the Wax platform between August 2021 and November or December 2021, we were making like $1 to $5 million a month between all of us, just trading NFTs, trading tokens on the Wax platform. And
That's crazy.
yeah, it was wild. And we were so big at one point, and our wallets were so massive on the Wax platform that game developers on Wax started joining our community, asking us for input on their projects. Like, hey, would you buy our project? Like, oh, if not, like, what don't you like about it? If you do, like, what are we doing right? And so we started getting even better prospects because these developers were offering us, whitelist and all that stuff that was big back in the day, right? And so we were just kind of like making money off of that. Well, one of the game developers who joined my group, we consulted. Not, I don't even like to say consulted. It was just more like he joined. It was kind of like you scratch our back, we scratch yours, and he would just give us a ton of whitelists and give us a bunch of shit, and then we would give him our honest feedback. And the guy ended up selling like a $3 million sale off of our feedback. He changed a ton of shit because of what we said. And he came to me and he's like, hey, he's like, a friend of mine is starting a company, and he really could use a Web3 kind of like advisor to kind of direct their Web3 go to market. And I was like, I'm not really looking for a job right now. Like, I'm doing pretty well in the crypto space. But I met him, and I was like blown away. The game had the NFL Players Association license. They were completely legit. They had come from a studio that was sold to EA for $2.1 billion. I mean, they were a massive group coming into the space, right? And they wanted me to come in and take over their Web3 go to market. And so I was like, okay, I can't really turn this down, right? So I kind of shifted my attention from running that community to kind of taking over the community and running the kind of doing the go to market for the Web3 for this company. And so to backtrack, I went from pre-COVID being a bartender to a year and a half later being like the Web3 advisor to a company that was licensed by the NFLPA, and I was doing their go-to-market strategy. So, for anybody in the world who ever wants to know, like, can you just like change your own life? Like, you can. Like you can either you find a niche, you find something up and coming, whether it be crypto, AI, whatever. You get really fucking good at it, and the opportunities will come, right? And that's what happened to me. And I got super lucky. I got a really cool job, got to meet really cool people. I got to interact with like NFL, like superstars. I got to interview like Tyreek Hill. I got to interview like Austin Eckler from the Chargers. I got to do a lot of cool stuff, and it was all because I found Vivi. I took a chance, I went all in, and here I am. And so it's just kind of a cool story for people, and
That's
people
a
always
great story.
people always
And
like to
it
hear
could
a cool
happen
story.
to you.
And it happened to me, right? Yeah. So
And it could happen to you.
it can happen to anybody,
You,
really. Like,
or
you
you,
put in the
yeah,
work,
yeah.
you can do it.
That's great. Good
Oh,
job.
man.
Good job, Alan.
Wow, that's mind-boggling, man. I'll probably clip some of the show, and but when I listen back to that part, that's gonna be man, it's inspiring, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's just fun, man. Like, and this space is awesome. Like, you meet a lot of cool people. I got to go to like a bunch of like conferences, and I got to meet like people I never thought I would meet. And just like I could interact with like millionaires and billionaires, and it's just like it's weird because like you go from a life where you went paycheck to paycheck, right? Like bartenders, like you live paycheck to paycheck. It's just the truth of it. And then you go from that to like interacting with people who just can do whatever the fuck they want with their money. And it's such a you think you can't get used to it, but you kind of get numb to it. Like, and what gets me based to it is like sharing these like my story, because then you talk to people and you realize like it is actually a big deal. Like, it is actually a cool thing, and it can kind of serve as like an inspiration to people. So I think it's cool to talk about it and kind of let people know, like, hey, like, just because you are where you are now doesn't mean it's going to be where you are in a year, 2 years, 3 years. It doesn't matter,
But like you said, man, it only takes one move, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the only reason why I ever found Vivi, and I never really did anything with it, because people were saying like when Pokemon does NFTs, it's going to be on Vivi.
Oh,
so,
it will be. Yeah.
And so I followed that, but I look at a lot of stuff on Vivi now, and like, to me, like, and don't get me wrong, but like, it's like, to me, it's kind of cringe. And I just,
totally.
Yeah.
But one thing to look at now, I've kind of like, I kind of, after the NFT bull market, I kind of like ditched VV as well. I didn't sell any of my collection because long term I still am bullish on them. I mean, they made 200 million their first year. Like,
wow.
Like an NFT company made 200 million their first year. Okay, like, no, I don't think anybody can say that besides them, to be honest with you. Now, if you want to see something cool, I don't know if you want to pull this up, but Epic just recently announced in Disney their partnership to make a new metaverse, right? Did you see that?
I didn't look at it though.
Okay, so Epic and Disney, they announced a partnership where Disney's injecting like $1 billion into Epic to make this like Disney metaverse, right? Well, in the announcement for it, they showed 5 different islands. They announced 5 different islands on this in this picture for the announcement. And in one of the islands, it's right there. Okay, so if you click on there, and if you get a chance to freeze it where it shows all 5 islands, in one of the islands, it is literally some of the items from that are exclusive to the Vivi app and NFTs that were dropped on Vivi. And Epic is NFT friendly. Vivi is obviously NFT friendly. And Disney loves NFTs as well. So if you freeze it right there.
Oh, I'm on the wrong screen.
Oh, go back a little bit.
I got it.
Yeah. Okay, so in the right there, little that gold statue right there. That
you
gold
can see
statue.
this.
Yeah, that's the Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse golden statue that was released on the Vivi app. That's one of the most expensive items on the entire Vivi app.
That was one of their first, like in the first
for the first Disney drops on the Vivi
even
app.
I know that. Yeah.
And it's right there on that island. Vivi has also created the Vivi verse. That is, they're going to be their metaverse as well. And so, I mean, so even though Vivi right now might be in a little bit of a lull, And honestly, like in a bull market, NFTs come at the end. After the Bitcoin's pumped, after the altcoins have pumped, after the Shiba and Doge and all that shit pumps, that's when NFTs pump, right? And
That's when we buy rocks for $1 million a piece.
exactly.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. You buy the fucking Ethereum rocks, you know. But I mean, if the synergy lines up right, and it does come out that VV is a part of this, I mean, I'm sorry, but like the Akomi coin, the VV app, it's gonna fucking go wild. So you know, is it confirmed at all? No, but I mean, there has to be a reason Disney put that, especially that exact statue, into that image, right? Like there has to be, right? And VV at every Comic-Con, at anything like Disney like attends, VV is listed on their shit everywhere. So I don't know. It's to me, you know, you gotta look for those type of clues, and yeah.
So I gotta welcome Cody Unity to the show. I talked about you a lot tonight, man. We even played some of your clips earlier. So anybody who's still here from earlier or who's listening now, yeah, those clips were from Unity. And I pumped your tires big time, man, tonight.
Oh, thank you. I just woke up, like I woke up at 4:30 a.m. I just needed to go to the toilet, and then I made the big mistake to check the COTI charts, and yeah, just couldn't go back to sleep since then. It's insane.
What, like, did you think you were seeing something wrong? Did you think the API had failed? Like, what did you think was going on when you saw that?
Yesterday, somebody wrote on the Telegram, on the trading Telegram channel, that we would reach 25 cents within a few hours, and I was, yeah, right, I'll go to bed. Then I wake up. I woke up kind of around when COTI hit 25 cents, so yeah, very, very unexpected and good. It's the bear market has been so long that it's kind of like an alien feeling to see those 50% pumps, and yeah. I mean,
Well,
yeah.
And that's what I was saying to Montana. Like, it's so nice to have new injection into the community, right?
Yeah.
And people who, like I was talking about earlier, and just like, I'm not fudding on anybody, but there's been a lot of people that have been around so long that have bought at, 30, 40, 50, 60 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And they're bitter, and they watch the chart flatline, and they hang around in Telegram and on Discord all day, and they're miserable people. So it's so exciting to talk to new people and have new people discovering this, right?
Yeah. I just somebody from Norway DM'd me and had so many questions about the project, and he said, yeah, right now in the middle of the night he FOMO'd in at 18 cents, and I thought, like, yeah, that's the price I started buying back then in 2021. Yeah, it's great to see a new dynamic and so much attention, and especially we all knew the fundamentals, and that COTI is working on something groundbreaking, and it's just such a relief that now other people start seeing it and getting interested in it, and not feeling like we're this little group of freaks that is hyping this project nobody is paying attention to. So yeah, it's quite a relief. Also, my mood is also a bit better. By the way, I stopped smoking 3 weeks ago, so I've been a little bit grumpy the last few days, but now my mood is better again.
Oh man. All right. So just in case he's listening, I'll say goodbye to Minnesota. Yeah. We didn't plan on doing this tonight, but when the chart was pumping, and just, you see on Twitter, everybody's looking at the chart. I was like, I went live with Jan, and I threw up a live, and we just, might as well start talking about it and goofing around, because we're all just sitting here with our phones in our hands, right? And it's just, man, for the first little while in this space, it was ridiculous, just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, we deserve a little bit of a victory parade.
Yeah.
Super exciting, man.
By the way, I also saw on Twitter also some other people from the community are up. So Lotti is up, Mila is up, Stefanos is up. Nobody can sleep.
Oh yeah, how long have we been waiting for this? But why aren't they here? That's
I
what
don't
I
know.
want to know.
It's one of those things, right? Like the biggest influencers always joke around like, hey, you sleep during the bear market,
Yeah.
like, and it's not even that you sleep, because during the bear market you want to still do your research, because that's when you find, like, that's when you make your real money, right? Is when you invest in the projects when they're at their worst, like at their lowest. But like during a bull market, that's when you like make your real money, and you don't sleep. And for me, like, I don't sleep, man. Like my wife, like, she just knows, like, she doesn't even get mad anymore. She's just like, okay. She's like, hey, are you watching anything? Are you in any trades right now? And I'm like, no, I'm kind of in the middle. And that's when we go out for dinner. That's when we go out for drinks,
Yeah.
It's just funny.
Yeah, man. Crazy.
Or when I'm with my friends and I'm like looking at my phone every 5 minutes, watching prices,
Well, it's you become antisocial during the bull market.
Oh, totally.
I find
Yep.
right?
Yep. 100%.
So is Unity. What do you think, man? Like, where did you like? We were talking about that 11-cent resistance a little while ago. Did you ever think that it was gonna punch all those other ones? Like,
No.
I thought if we touched that one around 13 or whatever it was, come back down, I was hoping that we would retest 11 and range there for a bit. I thought that'd be super healthy. I didn't think we had the volume for it, but I'm like permanently bullish. Dude, let's go.
I also thought we would kind of crab around between 11 and 13 cents for a few weeks or months now. And in the last podcast, we talked about our price predictions for the end of 2024. And we some said 50 cents, some said $1, and now we're at more than 20 cents already before an actual bull run has started. So I'm just thinking in my head, what are the actual potentials for the real bull run? So I think with these numbers right now, kind of $10 is absolutely in the realm of being possible. I mean, let's say
that's like 20 billion, right? That's a $20 billion market cap, right?
But let's say the total crypto market cap goes to 10 trillion, which is not impossible. Last bull market was more than 3 trillion, so that's a 3x. And then COTI would have a market share of 0.2% with a privacy solution that could become the new standard. So I don't know, maybe at least $1 has become much, much, much more realistic, I think.
Well, what did Rand post today? Rand posted something about L2s saying what their like current market cap was.
I saw that.
And he threw COTI in there. And like me and Montana we feel the same way about him, but he is a bit of an indication of what his cult is going to do next, right? So
he's an indicator of retail. Like, let's be real. Like he's an indicator of stupid people who don't understand what they're investing in, and he that's what he's an indicator. But that's not a bad thing. Like, retail is a massive amount of the market share, so you can't discount it completely, right? Like, despite my feelings about him, like, obviously, I took it serious when I saw that he put a video out about it, that I knew it could affect the market, right? So I'll give him that much, but he's also kind of like a dumpy signal, like 90% of the time. Like, you just kind of dump whatever you fucking shills,
Yeah, absolutely.
I missed out on so much money on this pump, I'm not gonna lie, because I was looking for a short the entire time, because I thought he put out a video about it, it's gonna pump and then it's just gonna dump. And
that was the obvious play, man.
Yeah,
that
literally
was the play.
Yeah, I missed out on so much money, man. Like,
well, absolutely. Well, we were all like, even the most bullish of us, nobody thought that was going to happen.
Oh, me and my wife's into crypto too. She doesn't have as much time to like research it as I do, but she likes to watch it, and I kept telling her about this chart, and she's like, "Ah, it's just gonna pull back. It's just gonna pull
Yeah.
back." And I'm like, I know that too. I'm looking for a short, and it went all the way up. I'm like, okay, 0.19 is like the cutoff. Like that is major resistance. And so I put a short in. Once I saw a reversal candle, I put a short in, and I closed it like within like 30 minutes because it was so volatile between like 0.18 and 0.19. I was like, okay, this could keep going legitimately. And sure enough, like I had an alert set for 0.2 and it went off. I put on a long, and yeah, it was wild.
And see, like, I guess one thing that you can't really see from historic charts is, but like all the guys in the room here, we know this, that when we see like on a daily candle, whenever we would see a nice, let's even pretend that a 7%, 8-9% on the day would be a nice day, man, it would erase itself before the candle closed. It would happen to us over and over and over again. So for us to see something like this, we're basically in disbelief.
Well, I think a lot of it comes from like, okay, so like it's kind of like a perfect storm, like literally is what it was. And I don't want to underscore what Coti's doing or its actual principles, but from a speculator standpoint, which is what I am today, right? You guys represent the passionate people, and I think you're a node operator, I think is what I heard.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you guys actually believe in the project, right? Which in crypto terms or any kind of investment terms, there's different types of people. There's retail, there's the speculators, and there's like the believers, like and you're more than a believer, you're an investor too, but you believe in the project enough to buy a node at some point. But God, I forget where I'm going with this. Anyways, yeah, where the fuck was I going with this?
Well, we were talking about levels. We were talking about how it pulled back on us so many times. I'm not sure where you were exactly going.
Yeah, God, I'm.
This has been happening to me a lot lately, though.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going with this. It's gonna really bother me now. That's where I'm going with this. Fuck.
You'll remember it as soon as we close the live.
Seriously, for real. Yeah.
Well, I hope you stick around, man, because as you're just like kind of new to this project and you're going to be watching it now, it's going to be interesting to catch up with you in a week or two and see how you feel. And I honestly have no idea what this chart is going to do now, because everything like this is the one chart, like, how a lot of crypto guys, like, they know the Bitcoin chart, right? Like that is their Bible. This has been my Bible for so long. I feel like it was always hard for me to trade it, because when you're this irrationally bullish, it's hard to throw a short in, right? I don't really think like that, because like I have done that, but like I feel like I've known every move as it's happening, or been able to read it for a long time.
Totally.
This is like, I hate that this time it's different, but this move is different. This is like what that stuff that you look at back in June there, the 65 cents. Like, I don't know if you heard that story or if you know what it came from, but we were expecting for a long time, we were expecting a tier 1 listing. We didn't know who it was. We already had Binance, but it wasn't confirmed who it was, but we all knew it was Huobi, right? And so when you're to list the native coin, the trust chain, like CMD token standard, the nodes and everything, it's a real nightmare for exchanges to onboard that token. So it took a long time to get Huobi set up. But so we were waiting for that, and it was coming right around the corner, and all of a sudden Coinbase came out of nowhere, and it's like, yeah, we're listing this at 4:00, and it was like Coinbase Pro. And then, as long as liquidity is met, and then not even 24 hours later, it was like Coinbase just basic. And that's where just everything went crazy, man. Yep. So that's what happened the last time. We don't there's stuff going on, but we don't have that solid, like everybody's saying, why pump? Is it Grayscale? Is it RAN? Is it altcoin daily? Is it, the list goes on and on and on. So yeah.
Yeah, and I remember where I was going with my original point was I was saying I think you guys had like the perfect storm of events this weekend, and it wasn't just like Cody, it wasn't just like Rand and Altcoin Daily and all them like talking about it, but I think a lot of it had to do with like the position Bitcoin's in. Bitcoin is in a weird position. Bitcoin is it looks like it's pumping, right? Like it looks like it, and it very well could. I could be wrong, but the general consensus amongst like the top traders in the space right now is that Bitcoin should go down into that 47 to 49 range, like before it goes up. Like we're not going to see like a local, like we're not going to see like a 53, 4 and above until we hit that 48, 47, because there is like a massive amount of leverage in that range that can be flushed out. So what happened was on Friday, it went to a new low, local low at 50,000, like 400 or something, right? Then what happened was it happened on a Friday. So what that meant was that Bitcoin was probably going to get a little bit of a pump going into the retail weekend, of people thinking like, oh, it's going to go back up. And then Bitcoin went sideways all day Saturday. Then you had the Rand, like you had a lot of cool things going in the direction of like, hey, let's look for every altcoin that's in a good spot, and we're just gonna fucking max bid it. You saw it first with Uniswap. You saw it with like a ton of other tokens. Like I couldn't even name them. Like you could just look on any DEX right now and see like all the tokens that had massive amounts of pumps today. Like I think even like Looks had a pumps today. Like Blur, like Jasmine's up 30% today. Like that's a fucking joke token. Like, and it's a wild world token. The eye is up 10% today. I mean, like altcoins had like a mini altcoin run. This is like a preview of like the alt bull market when alts go fucking absolutely insane, when Solana goes from like $20 to 260 in like a month and a half, right? Like that.
Yeah.
This is a preview of that, right? Yeah. Say what you will about Solana, right? But I mean, like you can make fun of them, but like their marketing team is fucking next level, man. I mean, like they make Cody look like fucking like middle school business class, right?
Dude, I'm just bitter because I bought the launch on Binance. Okay, so I'm just bitter because I fumbled it.
Yeah,
so that's why I'm bitter.
I don't blame you. No, and I follow Ansem. Like Ansem is their biggest like shill, right? And he is actually like brilliant. But me and my wife followed him, and he was shilling it like when it was at like 20 cents, and me and my wife like just didn't buy it. And, like that was when I was really busy in the Wax blockchain stuff, and I regret it, And since then I don't underestimate Ansem at all. If Ansem makes a call on something, like I'll buy it. Like he's like one of like 3 influencers I'll just blindly buy anything they shill. But yeah, no, Solana, like they have brilliant marketing. Like they really do. I mean, you don't always see it either, but they really do reach out, like how they treat their projects and how they treat their influencers and the people who support them. It's impressive.
So I got a question. You kind of opened the door to this, and I want to bring the other guys back into the conversation a little bit, but this is something that like we don't often get a chance to talk about. And so I'm going to ask Soren first and then Unity and then come back to you, Montana. But I'm really interested to see what you guys think. So obviously, right, everybody knows the Bitcoin ETF news, right? So taking that into consideration, taking everything that's happened in the past couple of years in terms of adoption with Bitcoin, and you could argue that things are becoming, it's just becoming, I'm going to use the term mainstream, right? So in the last bull runs, it wasn't weird to see a 27% pullback and multiple pullbacks like that. And I've kind of been saying, we're going to still see those huge corrections. And once we see one of those and gobble it up, that's when it's really the bull market. That's kind of what I've been saying to myself and kind of a little bit out loud. But to me, it's like those pullbacks probably aren't going to be 27% anymore, right? So, I assume that we're still going to see like the big pullbacks probably are going to be more like around, let's say 15%. So I'm just curious, like, what do you guys think about that, Soren? Like, what do you think it's going to be like this time? If you're still here.
Yeah, no, I'm still here. Well, as you were formulating your question, I was thinking, how do I say this? I think it's interesting, and maybe we're not appreciating this enough. The whole pivot to Ethereum as opposed to being related to Cardano, I think is very much part of what's made all this possible. Yeah, the whole idea that we would get exposed to a lot more liquidity and a lot more eyes on the project, and I think, we were talking before about the perfect storm. I think this is very much part of it. And as far as pullbacks are concerned, I had no idea what to expect. 20-25% pullbacks, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah, and I'm talking on Bitcoin, right? Like, I know it's going to be harder on alts. It always is, but I'm just wondering, like, more just referencing the fact that the ETFs are in the American, that there's tons of Bitcoin ETFs in the American market right now. And to me, I feel like instead of seeing the 30% pullback, it's going to be mitigated.
No,
right? And I'm just
absolutely, because any big pullbacks now are going to get gobbled up by the ETFs. So for sure there'll be pullbacks, and there are people out there who can move the market with their Bitcoin, and they can move it in bloody serious ways. But we've never had this situation before where there's just a whole ton of institutions just waiting to gobble it up as cheap as they possibly can. Yeah, this is new.
Yeah. What do you think, Unity, on that note?
Yeah, I think it will be interesting to see how far adoption will come in the next bull market, because it could be the bull market that is driven by adoption. And of course, with more liquidity and more adoption, these pullbacks will be smaller and smaller. And I mean, there are the signs. ETF is one of them. I mean, in Europe, I can see much more crypto adoption. So in the German-speaking area, more and more banks are kind of discovering crypto and offering crypto to their clients, which I think was still unthinkable in the last bull market, where crypto was just seen as kind of speculative and this obscure thing, financing the black market and so on. And I think crypto is much more accepted now. And I said there will be some big narratives, and I think privacy will be one of them. And I think COTI is just really hitting the sweet spot here. So it's all in a very lucky way coming together, I think. So yeah, we'll see how it turns out, but I think we can be quite optimistic.
You call it lucky, Unity, and it's not often that I disagree with you.
Right.
I keep thinking that Shahaf and the team have been working on this for bloody 18 months. And it was about 18 months ago when Shahaf started talking about regulation tech as well. Yeah. So, yeah, of course, you need a bit of luck in this, but I think they've seen this trend very early.
Right.
So I would dispute a little bit how much luck is in that. It's always easy in hindsight. Yeah, we have perfect vision in hindsight. But you think about it, they've been working on this for a long time.
So it's a bit luck, I think.
What do you think?
Oh, sorry.
What do you think, Montana, in terms of ETFs and their effect on the big pullbacks as we get into the bull market here?
Yeah, it's we're in uncharted territory, but I mean, if you go in history and you look at things that are I think I read recently when gold was first, the first gold ETFs were listed, right? And the first like negative anything from the gold ETFs was 5 years later, and over 5 years after the gold ETFs went live, it was up 4,000%. I forget the numbers. I'd have to find the tweet, but it was somebody who had talked about the correlation between the gold ETFs and the change in trajectory for gold, the gold standard. Now, yeah, you can obviously take that as like gospel or Bitcoin's gonna completely do the same thing, right? But it is a history lesson of what a similar product did when it became kind of the standard and into the ETF, right? So if even if you take like that gold ETFs, right, and how that changed things, like, and you take the half of what it did for gold and put in a big, I mean, we're not even scratching the surface of what crypto is going to do, right? So as far as it like affecting the market on a day to day, I think at first it will, like I think you saw it a little bit the other day when there was the first net outflows from the ETFs, which I think was on Wednesday or Thursday. But what a lot of people didn't take into account was that a lot of that was precursing the NVIDIA earnings calls, which came out on Thursday, which ended up going up, right? But people just across the stock market were a little nervous going into that NVIDIA, because if NVIDIA posted underwhelming, or even if NVIDIA would have posted like exactly as expected, like the stock market would have crashed, right? Not crashed, but you know what I mean. Like it would have viewed it as a negative connotation if NVIDIA didn't post like way above. Well, turns out they posted very good numbers, and the markets went up and hit all-time highs, right? By the way, NVIDIA has a bigger market cap than Canada's economy. Isn't that fucking wild?
And bigger than crypto in general still, isn't it? Like quite a bit bigger. It's like 2 trillion right now, isn't it?
Yeah, fucking nuts though.
What is total cap right now?
Yeah, it's around 2 trillion or something. Well, yeah. Like they're bigger than their entire like Chinese stock market or something. It's dumb, right? Yeah, it's wild. But so when you think about it that way, like the net inflows, outflows is obviously going to impact the market in some case, and in the early stages of an ETF and that affecting the market, like it's probably going to be a little more dramatic at times than I think what we're used to in the past, right? But I think as the months and the years go on, I think it's just going to be kind of priced in and going to affect things less and less. But early on, the influencers, the Twitter news outlets, like they're gonna really harp on like there's a major outflow one month, like it's gonna fucking tank the market because everyone's gonna overreact. When in all reality, like it's just kind of like a normal part of being in a normal market, you know. So I don't know. I think at first it's gonna be more impactful, but I think if it's not gonna be as impactful.
So we've been going for about 3 hours here, so I'm gonna cut it in about 5 minutes. And I'm so glad that you got to come in, Unity. I wish you would have came in a little earlier because I was playing your clips and stuff, and it would have been great to have your summation on that. But just, everybody, like if you guys have, and we'll start with Unity and we'll go up from there, but just like closing thoughts, like how the chart made you feel today, which just closing thoughts for the last couple of minutes. I'm going to give it back to you guys.
Yeah, made me feel sleepless. I'm trying to get some sleep later. And it's just very exciting, and I'll keep watching the charts a bit and then get some sleep at noon, I guess, after lunch.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, I'm looking really forward to Wednesday, first of all, Unity. So, and I just want to, like, after this show, like the next couple of days, I just want to chat with you about what me and Jordy did. We're pre-recording something. So I just wanted to talk to you about that before we go live on Wednesday.
All right.
What about you, Soren? Closing thoughts.
Well, closing thoughts are with the. I think my main closing thoughts are with the guys in Israel, Shahaf, and the team who've been not just going through a bear market, but a bear market with literal rockets raining down on them. If anyone deserves a little bit of a victory lap, and I know they won't because they don't care about price, but if anyone deserves it, it's them. Yeah, they've been building all this with rockets raining down. That's fucking amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty incredible, bro. Montana, I'm so glad I was able to peer pressure into you into coming on to the show tonight. And it was super awesome to hear your story, man. And you know, that's crypto for you. It's just, I love those inspiring stories, and it really like
totally awesome story. Totally awesome story.
Yeah, Unity, man. Like hopefully Bro Montana comes back in a couple of weeks and we do this again. But just like a super inspiring story, and it's like it, you know, it's one move that starts all those things happening. It's just, man, unreal. Closing thoughts from you, Montana. Yeah.
No, and you know, I come from like you guys are obviously like diehard Cody guys, and I'm the opposite, right? Like I just found Cody like in the last 24 hours, and you know, I was like, oh, this looks promising. I'm gonna look into it. It looks cool. Oh, the token's pumping, awesome. Oh, it's ran. I'm gonna dump it. Oh, it's still pumping. Oh, okay, now I'm gonna long it. Okay, I made a bunch of money. Now I'm gonna short it. You know, it's like, you know, but what this does for me though is it made me look into the project. It made me understand it. It made me be like, okay, this is kind of cool. And I think long term, I just think Cody needs to work on the marketing. I think if you're you guys being on the inside, being validators, being node operators, like I think your entire pressure on them now going into this bull market. I mean, this isn't even the bull market. I mean, it is, but it's the beginning of it. I mean, hopefully, right? I mean, no one actually knows. I think if they're going to be launching this new version, I think you're talking about, I think their entire focus should be on marketing the chain, marketing the product. If it's improved that much over the past like 12 to 16 months, I think all their focus should be on marketing. Because if you want to survive, pick a fight with Solana, pick a fight with Polygon, pick a fight with somebody, and get your name in there. Good. There's no press that's bad press, and that's especially true in crypto. I mean, BitBoy just had a fucking kickboxing fight, and people are talking about like his redemption arc now. I mean, the guy was the biggest scam in the fucking space, and now people are like, they don't even hate him. So, you know, like all Cody needs to do, they need to get their name like out there, and I think they could do well.
I'm going to play my normal bullish side on what you just said. And I think I agree with you. And it's funny, man. And like, I don't always talk about this, but if you were to go back like 4 years and listen to some of those videos, audio problems, like it's taken too long, but we've come so far. It was so bare bones in the beginning. But I think what they're really waiting for to kick this V2 thing off is the white paper, right? Because right now it's just like they're just trying to generate a tingle. And I think once the white paper goes and DevNet, I think it's going to be balls to the wall. And that's where I'm going to leave it.
Most projects, don't they have a white paper before they launch? I don't know. That's just me, I guess.
Well, we have our V1 white paper, right? Yeah. And then we have our treasury white paper. And like Cody's done a lot of stuff, right? And I don't know if you're familiar with what JED is, but that took up a lot of our resources for the past year. It's Cardano's algo stablecoin, right? Which is powered. Well, sorry, it's over collateralized stablecoin. Wow, I almost got kicked out of the community like right there. Holy crap!
But I mean, you lost me at Cardano. You lost all my interest when you said.
I know.
Cardano.
Yeah, I know. But that token, like JED, is pretty. It's pretty interesting. Anyways, it's been 3 hours. I'm done. Montana, thank you for coming. Please come back again. And if the chart keeps painting candles like this, like I want to just do these random lives every once in a while. So all of you guys, Unity is always here, and Soren comes when he can. He's in a pretty tough. He's in Azerbaijan, so his time frame doesn't work very well. But
that's awesome.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, guys. We had a lot of listeners and watchers earlier today. It's petered off because we've been here for 3 hours, and it's, the middle of the night or early morning for everybody. But just wanted to say thank you for being here, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks for setting it up, Trace.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for being here.